The giant creature lay waste to half the city, with casualties said to run into the thousands before the military were able to bring the monstrosity down. Military spokesperson Amara V described the creature as the largest living animal yet to have emerged from the Otherverse, and called it a significant threat which led to some particular challenges in regard to bringing the creature down in an urban area without causing further loss of human life. A correspondent for the BBC in the area, Sindhu Bhaskar, referred to the monster as a city killer. An emergency meeting for the UN Security Council has been called for tonight to discuss the developing threat posed by the Otherverse. Helicopter gunships of the Royal Air Force were today engaged in savage aerial battles with unidentified flying creatures over the North Sea. The monsters, thought to be bat-like in form but of immense size, are believed to have been involved in the recent attacks upon North Sea oil platforms. One helicopter suffered minor damage. RAF Command report 29 confirmed kills with 9 more suspected kills against the creatures. A full statement is expected from the Ministry of Defence later today.
The World Health Organization have announced that 3 more non-terrestrial pathogens have been isolated. The pathogens are each capable of causing fatal diseases in humans and closely related mammalian species.
Joint naval elements from Russia, Great Britain and Turkey have completed a 20,000-person evacuation of Odessa this afternoon. The evacuation began 3 days ago when Russian Black Sea Fleet vessels responded to distress calls from within the city. Odessa has been heavily hit since the Pandora event and was recently overrun by creatures from the Otherverse. British vessels responded yesterday in an attempt to support the Russian surface vessels despite official condemnation from Moscow claiming that the British were not required and were using the tragedy for anti-Russian propaganda. Turkish officials reported that they had also intercepted Russian transmissions from the fleet requesting aid, and they joined the Anglo-Russian relief effort with several destroyers. Official channels report that the final hours of the evacuation were completed during heavy close-quarters fighting between Anglo-Russian Turkish forces and swarms of creatures from the Otherverse. Surviving eyewitnesses to the incident have claimed that the warships were also forced to provide sea-to-land bombardment in an attempt to relieve the 3 nations' marine forces.
Streams of refugees continue to cross the Texas border into Mexico this evening, as alien life forms emanating from the Otherverse continue to sweep across the lower states. In an official statement, the Mexican authorities reported that they had established processing camps for the US refugees fleeing south. The United Nations have announced the formation of a new international military force named the United Nations Counter-Alien Incursion Force. Drawing on personnel from over 100 countries, the new Rapid Reaction Force is intended to be able to deploy anywhere in the world in order to engage Otherverse incursions. In Great Britain, there seems to be no end in sight to food shortages as rationing has returned for the first time since the 1950s. Scuffles have been reported at several supermarkets, and food riots broke out in parts of London, Manchester and Newcastle this evening.
A year has passed since the Pandora event, the night that the skies turned purple and tore open to reveal what lay behind them, the Otherverse, a lethal hellscape populated by plant and animal species that knew no fear of humanity and which spilled into our universe. The first to cross were the deadly predatory fauna of the Otherverse, no more than animals but seemingly with an endless hunger for terrestrial life. At first, humanity held its own. For all the savagery of the Otherverse, our technology and weapons gave us the edge, an edge that the animals of the Otherverse could not match. Then came the flora. No less deadly than the fauna, it seemed, some toxic to terrestrial life, some carnivorous and predatory like the animals that came before. The alien plant life took root in our world and began to terraform it into a copy of its own. With it came the diseases. Wave after wave of deadly pathogen. Cracks began to show. Smaller, often rural areas began to fall to the Otherverse. Our food and supply chains began to buckle under the strain, and riots broke out in cities as food and fuel shortages loomed. And still the Otherverse spilled across the world. It's 1 year on since we last visited our friends, these characters, and they find themselves, oddly enough, as the UK begins to deteriorate under the shortages of food and fuel and rationing is restored. You find yourselves, oddly, in a TV studio being interviewed for a new television morning show. Interviewed about the events of that night, the Pandora event, the night that the world's walls tore open. You're all sat around in the studio. You've been introduced to your hosts. Yes, Molly Willoughby and Will Gofield are going to be are going to be speaking to you all in a moment. And you've been reunited with somebody you haven't seen since that terrible day. You've been reunited with the train driver, Reg. So as you sat in an overlit, slightly too warm studio, it's actually probably the first time you've been slightly too warm since the other verse came and the fuel shortages started. Although you do have that bunker that you've been preparing, kept nice and warm now, with the fuel you've been stocking up on since before the worst of it began. But you sat about on the couches with Will and Molly interviewing you, and Reg in the middle. So as the two camera people circle you, trying to make sure everything is in focus and right, you can see the counter on the wall counting down 3, 2, 1. And they cut back from the intro VT, and oddly enough, everybody in this studio, their fucking mic works.
What?
As Molly says, well, here with us today are a number of people who found themselves underground during the night in question, the night that people are calling the Pandora event. I believe you were all trapped on a metro train, is that correct?
Yeah, we were in a bit of a jam.
Indeed, it must have been quite terrifying to be underground when all the power went out and the strange things started to happen.
Oh, not really. I'm used to that kind of thing, you know. I'm generally quite a tough dude, you know, rough neighbourhoods.
He says in his posh voice.
Yeah.
Me and Rab are currently side-eyeing. Me and Rab are currently side-eyeing Joe quite a bit.
Would Rab like to repeat himself there?
Aye, man, it was pure like that night that I once strapped 3 eckies, man. You should have seen the things I was seeing that night, man. It was totally like that, except it was real.
The two hosts kind of look at each other, look back at you, having understood literally nothing that you've just said, and go, yes, it must have been.
Meanwhile, everyone in Scotland laughs them so sensible.
Well, that sounds terrible. Robert, was it?
Aye, man, Rab.
Rab. Okay, we'll call you Rab. Well,
that's all right, Molly, and you can call me whatever you like, doll.
Oh no!
As he's given her the eye and the wink and the nod.
Oh.
We all knew Rab would try and flirt with the host.
Yes.
Of course.
Well, Will takes over at this point and says, well, one person you won't have seen for about a year now is the train driver who was driving the train that night, and is here with us today. Would just like to say something to you all, I believe. Reg, would you like to take over? The train driver who you quite rightly haven't seen since then, and in fact you've never heard his speaking voice beyond a few very pained comments when he was vaguely lucid during the course of the evacuation. You pulled him out of the train. Turns to you all and says, well, I wanted to say this for a year, but I didn't know how to get in touch with any of you guys, and honestly, if it wasn't for you, I'd be dead down there like so many other unfortunate people. So I just wanted to say, right from the bottom of my heart and from my kiddie's heart and whatnot, because he'd have been fatherless if it wasn't for you guys, just thank you so much for everything you did that night. I mean, you put yourselves in real danger to get me out of there, and I know it took a lot of doing, and I cannot thank you enough. Just that I thank you.
I did find and lift him up them stairs.
I'm sitting looking a bit guilty because I'm the one that told everyone to stay put because that's what I was told.
Molly kicks in and says, Reg, could you tell us a little bit more about what happened that night? And Reg shrugs. He says, well, I'll be honest, I'm the person here who knows least about it, because for me, I saw something on the tracks. I didn't know what it was. It was some kind of animal or something on the tracks, and I couldn't quite understand what I was seeing. So I slammed the brakes on as fast as I could, but instead of running away from the train, instead of getting out of the way, this thing came straight at me as if it was going to try and attack the train. The last thing I remember before waking up on the street with these guys carrying me out of the station was just this thing came straight through the window, hit me full in the face and the chest. I just remember this intense pain, burning sensation, and then nothing till I woke up and discovered that these guys had got me out, got me to an ambulance, and then just like took off into the night. But if you really want to know more about what happened that night, I'm afraid you're going to have to ask them. Will takes over and says, well, that's exactly what we're going to do. So who would like to tell us a little bit about what happened that night?
I'll tell you some stuff. I've got my war stories. Bit of a tearjerker.
Right, okay, go on.
Right, so I was, sitting doing my finances on my phone, making some money, because that's kind of my thing, just passive income,
Also, you work in finance of some description, or used to before?
No, my parents do.
Nice.
I actually work at
I rub banks.
I work within the banking corporation.
Banking industry.
Yeah, I work in banking. Anyway, I'm doing that on my phone, and then all of a sudden, the train starts shaking, and then it starts flipping, and there's screams, and there's blood everywhere, and I get flung across the carriage into the wall, and there's just this intense pain, but I get up, and everyone's on the floor, and they're panicking, and I get everyone together, and I'm like, come on, guys, we've got to get off this train. And so while everyone else, I get the whole
Was
crew
that
in
after we
order.
picked you up off the floor?
No, I think you're misremembering it here. I'm telling the story here.
I don't recall us panicking.
I'm telling the story
Joe, but-
here.
No. By all means, Erin, would you like to tell us a little bit? I believe you're a AC rescue pilot for the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I am. Well, I don't know. I kind of remember it a little bit differently, Joe.
Yeah, you did hit your head pretty hard. You probably all remember.
Oh, well, yeah, I did. But it wasn't just you who got everything together.
Unbelievably,
Seems
we've
a
just
million
lost
years
all
ago.
the-
Are you one to actually say anything, or should I continue my story?
Well, go on with your story then.
Alright, so yeah, after I heroically rescued everyone, I decided, I was like, everyone else wanted to go, and I was like, we've got to get the train driver, so I head straight for the train driver, and I see this just lump of flesh on him, and it looks like a squid, and, I just immediately...
It would appear that my internet connection has just dropped out. I'm not quite sure why, so just give me a second. I'm going to try and reinstate it.
There he is.
Sorry about that, guys. It looks like my internet kicked me off. Marie, are you still with us, or did you?
Yes,
get
I'm still with everyone.
Oh, so just me then. Great. Yeah.
Just-
You're
It
literally
seems
in
that
the same
not
house
only
on the same internet connection, and it dropped me and kept you. Great.
Not only am I the cat's favourite, I'm the internet's favourite too.
Fantastic.
While he's going through a spiel about what he done, Rab's going to sit there and put his hand up in there like a little school kid.
Why is this the only session you have the most issues with, technically?
Yes, actually, this is the session that has the most technical issues. Okay, so Molly takes a look at Rab and says, yes, so I think Rab wants to speak. He's very well behaved, lad, isn't he? You don't need to put your hand up and everything. Yeah, everybody else is...
It's all right, Molly. I'm just doing this to try and make you like me. I just have to say that hearing that story there brought back a lot of memories for me too, and I have to say that what he said stinks of shite, because what he was really doing was sitting in the corner pissing himself.
We would just like to apologise to the lady and gentleman at home for Rab's language. I'm sorry, Rab, but you can't use strong language on morning television.
Oh fuck, sorry, Holly.
You can,
Shit, I mean, oh bugger it.
you can see one of the cameramen looking up at the gallery monitor and like indicating that they should cut your mic. Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
Did they not have a 10-second delay though on a
They
broadcast?
do. They will. I don't know. Saturday Kitchen and the infamous "Do not la la la." No, do not fucking la 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 at me. Look that up at home when you've got a moment on YouTube. Right. Okay. So yes, after Rab's torrent of swear words stops. Sorry, Marie, were you going to speak?
I'll try and talk over them, because I'll sort of put my hand out to, well, Mark will know exactly what I mean when I say the way wee Glasgow woman puts a hand out to get somebody to shut up.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the thing was, it was a lot of, it was really quite frightening, because the train just stopped and we all got thrown out our seats, and there were people who had hurt themselves. And it was dark and all you could hear was that, and then people were trying to use their phones to see if we could get torches and things on. So there was some of us, the people who are here, we started making our way to the front of the train to see if maybe there was like emergency power or something we could put on.
Right.
And when we got into the cab, we saw the state of the driver. I mean, it did seem weird at the time, like, why was there a squid on the underground? It's like, that's not where they come for. Who would throw a squid at a driver? And he was in a bad way, so we took him out, and I couldn't do anything for him because that's not what I do. So I used the emergency phone on the train to tell the interchange, the people at the head office.
Nexus, yes.
To tell them the driver had been hurt and the train had made an emergency stop. And they were saying, they said, to use the intercom to tell people what was happening, and then because the driver was so poorly, we decided that what we were going to do was we were going to try and take him out and get him into an ambulance.
Now, that was quite a brave thing for you all to do, because you had to get into the cab of the driver, and then you had to walk up the underground for quite some distance, didn't you, till you could get out at one of the stations. And that, I mean, obviously at the time you didn't know you were going to be chased by these creatures, but it must still have been quite frightening to have to get off the train in the dark and walk up the lines with an injured man.
It was quite a strenuous travel. We had to we were getting chased by these a large group of these squid-like things.
Right.
And we were trying to find an exit to this tunnel.
So it must have been quite terrifying for everybody. Can you tell us a little bit about how you felt during that escape attempt up through the...
Terrified.
Yeah, we did. Well, I mean, we were trying to watch that we didn't stand on the electrified rail, and we were trying to make sure the driver didn't get worse, and we were trying to make sure we all stayed together and that the thing didn't catch us. And I don't think at the time you really thought about whether you were afraid or not. You just wanted to survive, so you just done what you had to.
Yeah, just kept going.
Of course, there was, because nobody understood what was happening, that telephone call that you made to the control room proved to be quite an unfortunate... It had fatal consequences, didn't it? Because they told you to keep everybody in place.
Yeah, I feel really bad about that. I mean, if I'd known what was coming, I'd have told them to run. But I didn't know.
So you feel it was your fault in some way, because you were only doing what you were told?
Well, aye, but a lot of people only do what they're told, and folk die. If I'd thought for a minute them things were coming and they'd have got people, I'd have said run, I'd have said come on, we'll all run.
I mean, most.
Or either tell them to hide at the least, you know.
Yes. But I mean,
Lizzie-
Sorry, go ahead.
Now, Lizzie did give a lot of encouragement during the chase. She did keep the front end going and encouraged a lot of people to keep going because we did have an injured Reg with us.
That is that is very true. And all the people that were left on the train, they did slow down the horde of incoming squids quite a bit. So I
Unfortunately,
like to think that their deaths inspired our victory.
Well, that's very dark.
you know.
Yeah. I'm just looking at him like, what?
Yeah, we're all just staring at him.
We're all just staring at him, kind of quietly horrified, you know. Me holding the cameraman has they caught me looking at him as if he's just like,
It
you
was
know.
quite a traumatic event for Joe that he doesn't quite always remember exactly how it went.
Oh no, I remember exactly how it went.
No, you don't, Joe.
Now, Erin, I wanted to bring you in at this point because you've been quite unfortunate, haven't you? And that this wasn't actually your only close encounter with the alien creatures from what people are now referring to as the Otherverse. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your other close encounter with?
Yes. Well, as you've already mentioned, for my normal day job, I do rescue people with the helicopter, and we were sent out to an emergency for a gentleman who'd badly hurt himself on an oil rig.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, when we got there, there was quite a bit of a problem,
Right.
which I'm sure you've probably been aware of. There was some kind of, I can't really describe it other than like a tear in the sky, and there were creatures coming through.
I see.
And they were those squid type creatures that we'd encountered, but also these other bat-like things. That's the best way that I can really describe them. And it was a literal nightmare. There was hundreds of the things everywhere.
I see. That must have been quite terrifying as well. And so that was your second close encounter with the creatures, and you managed to escape that one as well and got other people to safety, as I understand it.
Yes, yeah. There were quite a few casualties in the end, I believe, but thankfully, with the help of everybody else on the oil rig, it wasn't just me, and the rest of the people involved in the rescue, we were able to escape, but we had to fight off some of the creatures, and they do seem to have some basic level of intelligence to them.
Right.
At one point a few different points, we were trapped in some of the buildings or the rooms on the oil rig, and these things were trying to get in, and I mean, it's not something that I would like to revisit anytime soon.
I see. It must have been terrifying. Going back to the first encounter on the night of the Pandora event, once you all managed to get to the surface, which I think you got to the surface at let's see, which metro station was it now?
Was it Monument?
It was Monument, yes.
Yeah.
According to my notes, it was Monument. And you managed to hail an ambulance. There was a lot of ambulances by that point. And we kind of lose track of you all, except for Reg, at that point, because Reg, I know you handed Reg over to the ambulance service, at which point Reg kicks in and says, yeah, the next thing I really remember was waking up in hospital, and they told me that these people had got me out and that handed me over to the ambulance service, and that one of them, I think it was Rab, had been rather insistent about wanting to accompany me to the hospital, but for some reason the ambulance service wouldn't let him. Probably because he's not related or something like that.
I man the bar stops.
Bleep.
Remember your language, Rab.
Oh shit, sorry.
No.
Everyone's just going to face
Rab,
palm.
church voice. Aye.
Church voice, you want me?
Well, obviously, we went our separate ways to like check on our loved ones and our homes.
Yes, I was just about to ask what happened next once you were out on the surface.
Trip to Sports Direct for me.
You're not actually telling, out of character for a second, you're not actually telling about Robin's Sports
You
Direct.
know
No,
what
no,
he's-
not about Robin. I'm
No.
not gonna,
You know what he's like.
I'm not talking about Robin. I'm just saying, like, I went to a sporting shop, you know.
Nicked everything that wasn't nailed down. All of that's nothing though,
thought-
because a couple of
you know,
days
I
later
thought-
we planned a heist against the museum.
Yeah. Don't mention the height.
Sorry,
I
go ahead.
totally did nothing afterwards, honest.
I'll say I went no. I decided to go to buy a bike. You know, like normally I'd ride the subway, but obviously that's out of action. So I decided I'd get my pedals in.
Both the hosts look a little bit confused and say, "But what? Wasn't this the last metro? Wasn't this about 2 a.m.?"
I mean, there are certain shops that are open late at night. I mean,
Certain
it's
late
corner
night
shops.
sports shops.
Late night sports shops are quite common around the area I live in.
And
Actually,
there's like two plainclothes police officers sort of waiting in the wings, and they've got video footage from that night from a robbery where they couldn't quite make out who the suspect was.
But he's about the same height and build as Joe.
Joe, don't you
you'd
mean
be
it,
surprised at what shops are open at 2 o'clock when I'm about.
See, Joe, don't you mean the it was that sports shop that, you know, your friends run and they opened up late for you, especially.
I mean, yeah. I often call my friends up for late night shopping visits. Yeah.
Sporting goods.
Yeah.
Right.
They live in
Well,
the shop.
I'm gonna say for who we're going. I went to check on my sister because we like share a flat up past Manners Metro. Well, I would usually stay on the Metro to Manners, but obviously you're at Monument and it's not actually that far. So I went to check that my sister was all right, and I was trying to phone my family, but obviously the mobile phone network was overloaded. It was just impossible. So I decided I would got that up to where the flat that we share is, and Thomas has got a garage nearby, so Thomas and I went together so that you know we would be a bit safer, safety in numbers and that.
Yeah, and I was going to say at the business, obviously we've got the internet there, and it's quite a well protected building in effect.
Now that's
Prices
an
are really
interesting.
cheap as well, aren't they?
The what?
Getting your car getting your car repaired. It's really cheap to go to your garage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, as I understand it, weren't the police called to an incident at that address shortly after when they saw what people took to be firebombs? And when the police arrived, I believe that your garage had been under attack by creatures, more of the creatures from the subway.
That's true. The unfortunately, they either came out of Manners metro station at that point, or they'd followed us
Right.
all the way from the monument there, and with things to hand like wrenches and spanners and whatever else we had handy, we managed to fight them off, and it was touch and go for a while, but given that obviously it's a garage and we have flammable liquids, etc., you know, I don't recommend this to anybody, but fire is quite an effective deterrent against these creatures. They burn.
Right. Well, isn't that way, as I understand it, Adam, you were actually quite fundamental in learning certain things about these creatures because you acquired some of the samples, and as luck would have it, you have access to a laboratory. You're a scientist. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
I've got the BTech in plant sciences, so I was able to knew how to handle these sort of substances and had a place to take them to get analysed.
Right.
And we have gained quite a lot of information over the year about these substances and some of the alien type of diverse creatures as well.
Well, that's quite interesting because we have indeed gained quite a bit of information from the samples that you were able to collect on the night, as I understand it.
Yeah, so me and Professor Lindsay, who had a chat, give a lot of information out to help people to identify these creatures.
Okay, I wonder if we just have any of that information on hand. You can see she puts her finger to our earpiece as if she's listening to. That's funny.
And fill in anything that's required.
Yeah, you can see the two hosts looking a little bit confused, and they're both kind of. They look at the cameraman. One of the cameramen shrugs and just makes a keep going symbol. Okay then. So it doesn't look as if we have that information on hand. It looks as if our production officer's having a little bit trouble. A little bit of technical trouble.
They're getting censored, aren't they? Being censored.
Just a little bit of technical trouble of some kind. So we're going to be.
No worries.
And you can see that they're both getting quite flustered, and the cameraman's frantically going, keep ticking over. You see one of the other cameramen looks a bit confused and puts his camera, actually puts it down, and goes to leave the studio, which is
if they're getting
unheard of.
If they're getting a bit flustered and they look like they're confused, I'll just continue with my heroic story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just start and continue talking about how I was a hero.
Is there something wrong?
Can I do a perception scene test, please?
Yes, you can.
Rob's going to lean forward at this point and look at Holly and say, "How about it? How's about you and me after this? Because after all, you'd get it."
Oh my god.
Right. So this guy's left. Are we allowed to make perception tests at this point?
Yes, you can do. Yeah. Tell me what it is you're trying to perceive. So I'm going to start with Chris. What you made a perception scene check.
It's basically the interaction between the cameraman and the host, and what kind of face they're making. Do you know what I mean? Body language and.
It's more of an empathy.
Yeah.
I think out of natural self-defense paranoia, Rab might be wondering as well.
Right. Yes, I think you're probably right.
Can I just state something?
Yes, you can.
I would have carried my crossbow with me in a duffel bag, which obviously won't be with on my person.
No, it'll be in the green room. It'll be in the green room. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I will carry that everywhere, especially since things are getting bad.
I will permit that because things
are you actually allowed to carry weapons yet? Has the government permitted it yet?
Firearms, no, but crossbows, it's actually not illegal to carry a crossbow as long as it's not strung and loaded.
Could I have?
Mine is. Mine is. It's just in my bag.
Could I just hear what Chris is trying to tell me, please? Yes.
Could I have a folded staff, probably in the green room?
Yeah, you can do.
That's what I was trying to find out with the faces, and I'm guessing.
Okay, there's definitely something not right. I mean, a cameraman wouldn't normally put his camera down in the middle of a broadcast or a recording, but he's leaving the room as if he needs something has happened, which seems to be. It's more important for him to leave than to continue his job, and this is pretty much unprecedented. So there's something not right.
Are there any biscuits available?
Yes, there are biscuits on the table.
I will be helping myself to some biscuits.
Okay.
I'm going to give. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to give the others a little bit of a look, it's something's happening, like we have in the past.
Yeah.
I was going to say I was also doing the same thing at that point, thinking, why is that guy leaving?
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask them outright.
Okay.
I'm going to say what's happening? Something's obviously not right.
Nothing at all. Just continue. However, Thomas Gallagher, who's passed by 17, there's definitely something not right. The hosts and the camera staff are all a bit concerned about something. The cameraman is, as he gets further away and he thinks nobody's watching, he actually jogs out of the door. So that something's not right. Could you all give me a perception hearing test now, please?
So while I'm munching on my biscuits, I'm going to be like, so how many of them have broken into the studio then?
Wow.
Not
I just rolled a
Nice.
9.
9, oh dear, that's
I
not
thought
good enough.
I got some stunts as well.
Okay.
One
So,
Molly Hen, what's going on?
I am genuinely saying that, by the way. I'm wanting to be chaotic.
Got a 14.
so anybody over 12 has passed,
Yay.
and you hear boomf, fairly nearby, as if something heavy has just hit something else solid. Anybody who
that's a person
scored
getting
more than 15, so Adam, you notice that the fire escape to the south has just rattled. Something heavy's just hit it. Poof. Not with enough force to knock it in, but something heavy has connected with it.
We should get the civilians out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Red.
I think we need to leave.
Yeah, we need to all
Yeah.
go. We need to go now.
Rob's standing up. One Molly, I'll look after you.
Is there another way out of here?
We are actually live at the moment. I'm sure everything's under control. I don't suppose there's
The
anything.
cameraman.
Mate,
is
your
awesome.
cameraman's just been
I'm gonna
flung
say,
against the
look,
door.
we've been through
He's
enough
dead.
to know that there's something not right. You need to get out of here now.
And what's Greg Bishop doing?
Now which one's Greg Bishop?
Who was sat between me and Aaron?
Oh my God, Greg!
Yeah,
even
but I literally
realise
mean
it,
who is Greg Bishop. He was on the thing list and
Me.
I couldn't remember. Oh, is it your other character?
I'm
He's
one of the
my-
guys for the oil rig.
The oil rig, yeah.
Right, he's not there. Sorry.
Oh my God, he's just disappeared. He's a ghost.
Can I ask a
Molly,
question? Can I ask
Yes.
a Games Master question?
You can.
See the cameras? Are they battery powered or are they plugged in?
They are battery powered.
Right.
I would just
Okay.
apologise to everybody as well because my roll 20 is extremely sluggish to the
Mine
point
is
where
as
I've
well.
just yours is as well.
Yeah, mine's really laggy.
Okay.
Well, what I'm going to do is see the one that got dropped. I'm
Yes.
going to pick that up because if it's still live,
Yes, it's
try and
live.
get footage of these things.
Oh, great! Found
So-
footage.
For all,
That's
for,
all
for
right.
all the, I'm going to pick up and say, see for all the people on the internet that say we talk rubbish and that like these things aren't real and it's all some conspiracy. Right, this is live on whatever the program's called,
Yeah, I don't care about the
and
presenters right now.
something's coming in. We're
Um,
going to try and get Holly and Molly and Will out, and Reg, the train driver, because he's been through
Molly.
enough. But we all need to go.
Right, sorry, this
But
is
I'm gonna
getting
take you
really hard to
with-
set up because the whole website is at a crawl and it's not responding properly at all. It's like it's chugging away, and it's causing me to oversteer. So while I try and move stuff on the map, 1 second it won't move at all, and then the next it'll jump a huge distance. So I do apologise, but things are not going well at this end because of fucking course. Right, can I have another perception test, and you can all start moving towards any exit that you would like to move towards. Exit
I want to
from
go
this
get my
room.
crossbow.
Okay, well that would be in the green room, which is to the east of you.
Well, that was a rubbish perception test because I've got the camera now.
Are we doing perception or perception seeing?
Perception hearing I need from you at this point.
Shit.
Anyone got good communication?
Oh
yeah,
God, I didn't hear that.
Anybody who scores, let me just have a look. This is quite hard to hear because it is soundproofed.
Jesus.
Um,
I'm assuming that's the green room.
I don't know what you're doing at the moment, but you're not supposed to be leaving the room. I did say head towards the exit, but don't leave it. Right. So you're there. Fuck's sake, now it won't let me click on you. Probably because I'm on the wrong way. So you're there. Just let me have a look at what you can see. Nothing at all. Right, because the door's shut, of course. Open door. Whee, there you go. So you should be able to see up the corridor now. What you can remember about the green room, because you're starting to panic a little bit, is that it's to the east of here, somewhere, and to get to it from where you are. It's actually next to the other studio, so it's along that corridor. Turn right, then turn left, and it's along there somewhere. Is what you remember?
Yeah, I'll be following because I think I probably would have brought my bow as well.
Right,
I'm
you
gonna-
are. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to ask Thomas if he can help me with a couch to push against the fire exit.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll take one of the couches and push it against.
Very fire exit is.
I'm gonna try and get Reg to sit to basically huddle with Molly and Will, so that we've kind of got all the people who can't really fight together.
Right,
Well, I'm
okay.
assuming that Will and Molly can't fight, you know.
Well, you don't know.
For all I know, they two could be quite willing to cut a bit. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Rob might find out very soon just how well Molly can fight. Would she like kicks his head in?
Yeah, she's gonna,
Get
I
off,
think.
he's a creep.
Okay, so who got 17 or higher on the perception hearing test that I asked for?
Nobody.
No.
Nobody? Okay, so nobody can hear anything at the moment. So I'm just going to pan back over, and because you're trying to move some of the couches, once my thing catches up to us, I am going to hand control of the couches over to all players. So apparently I'm not, because it won't fucking let me. Well, we certainly are being hit with a lot of technical issues today. I do apologise, everyone. But
I
it is what it
suspect
is.
what it is that on a Friday night there's an awful lot of people use Roll20.
It could be that, because as
Yeah.
Chris pointed out, of all the games we stream, this is the only one we have this level of technical issue with. And I've never actually dropped out of the stream before, since updating to the new Wi-Fi. So, yeah. Okay, so this couch token that Reg is on is now controllable by all players. This one over here that nobody's currently sitting on is now controllable by, or it will be when I click the right button. That one was a user error. Right, so this one's now controllable by all players. So feel free to move the couch and the two people who are moving it over to wherever you want to move it inside the
Where's
Fire exit's like around here somewhere.
where's the fire exit?
fire exit. I will just tag it for you once it lets me stream down. Okay, if you head south, you'll see two windows. The fire exit is near the windows here, and then there's an internal door here as well, just in case that's not terribly clear to you.
Right, so let's stick this down here then. We're going to put it across like this.
Just switch to
Yeah.
your view.
By the way, I'll shout that I'll get anybody else's bags and whatnot that they've left.
Okay, dokie, so you start grabbing. Oh, you're going to start grabbing bags once you get along there. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
think we would have all brought our, I don't know, survival kit at
I
this
think-
point.
Probably.
at this point, because you know that there are incursions by the creatures happening, and there are riots and all sorts, I will allow people to have a personal weapon in their bag in the green room.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Wouldn't it be really funny if, like, Marie's recording, and then just on the live recording, we just go into the locker rooms, come out with heavy assault rifles and everything. It's just our general carry, guys. You know,
Flamethrowers and
flamethrowers.
Well, none
Yeah,
of you are
exactly.
armed with anything as heavy as that, with the exception of the Molotovs, obviously, which
Sadly.
some of you.
I'm going to try and get Reg on Molly and Will.
Right, you are.
Molly, take the Molly.
Whoa! What the fuck's just happened there?
that's
Right, hold on. I need to delete
Jesus
them.
Christ.
I need to move. It's because it's not registering some of the things I'm doing before I do
Was
the
this
next
map
thing.
laggy for you before?
Nah.
It's like a double story for Bryan. It's like the adventures of the lag.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I think it's
Right,
just
that's better.
too busy, like you say.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay, so those of you who are moving out of the... Oh, actually, let's start with the people who are at the fire escape, please. Could you give me a perception seeing test as you push stuff up against the windows?
What do you see?
Okay, you notice there's a van outside. What's odd about that is there isn't a road outside. There's just a fucking van where there shouldn't be a van. The van is on the actual pathway. And beyond the pathway, you've got like a green area, like a lawn. And the van's reversed right up against the fire escape to block it so you can't get out.
Yeah, we're being attacked by humans.
It's looking like you might be. I just realised I think I've moved too many guys over.
What?
We're being attacked by humans. Oh.
Chaos cultists.
The bombarding the TV studio.
Why do they? Why though?
There's always someone who doesn't like something.
It's either that or special branches come for Rab.
They finally found out where Rab actually is.
Rab, it's the Sweeney. The Sweeney have come for you.
So from there,
It's
Adam,
the 5-0.
you can actually see two guys get out of the van. The second one is like a big strapping bloke. You've actually seen him as a bouncer in the past. And the other one is this guy here who should be passing back into your visuals.
There's two big guys outside, guys. It looks like about like wearing bouncer-looking gear.
Yeah, there's
Please say the outcome.
the other guys just come up now, and this guy here, the bouncer there. They've just gotten out of the van. Meanwhile, those of you who are running towards the green room,
Yes.
I'm just going to try and find you, but this is oversteering like a bastard. So,
Middle of the room to the right, Bryan.
whoa! Yeah, I
My
know, I know
vision's
where you're at, but it's either it
gone.
won't move or it moves too fast.
Mm.
Your vision's gone, did you say?
Yeah, like I could see in the corridor before, but now it's just black.
Okay, look. This token
cut
does
the
not have
lights,
vision
Jenny.
in hand, vision enabled. So token vision on. There you go. You should be able to see
Yay.
now.
Yeah.
So you can see you're coming up against a door at the far end, which Joe's also coming up to as well. So what are you
Bryan,
guys
know
doing?
what? I was
Um,
going to say, with your lag, try small mouse movements, just so it doesn't oversteer massively.
Yeah, that seems to help. It's no faster, obviously.
Yeah.
What direction did you say the green room was in? Through this door here?
Yeah,
and
then you would need to turn right and then left.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to start heading in that direction then. Go through that
Okay,
door.
you know how
Please.
to open the doors on this, yes?
And these people outside look a bit leery.
Somebody...
Jenny?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could open that door and step through. Right. As you step
Crackpot
into the
3.
corridor, yeah. As you step into the corridor, you see two big burly guys come running down the corridor, and the cameraman who's just left's gone, excuse me, gents, what's... And one of them goes whack with the pipe and thumps him right across the head, knocking him
Oh.
clean out.
Crackpot.
You two, come here.
I was right next to her. I'm just moving myself next to Jenny because we'll be in union.
He's not dead, he's unconscious.
Oh, okay. I was like, shit.
Yeah, he's not dead, he's
Right,
just
this
unconscious.
guy here, I'm yelling at him to get the fuck to an exit.
Which guy would that be now?
The guy at
Right.
the end of the hallway.
On the south.
All right, okay. So he happens to be standing next to an exit, so he's going to go out of that one.
And I'm continuing to get my crossbow.
Hold on
Then
a
I'll have an
second.
advantage on the bastard.
Same.
Okay.
Rab's going to start running towards the green room to get his gear.
Okay, can you join Jenny and Ben, please? Okay. What those of you who are still looking out the window see is that the two guys who got out of the van have suddenly just taken off at high speed to the east towards the same area that the green room's in. And those of you who are in that corridor, in fact, Rab's just come out in time to see the guy who's trying to get out the bottom end just gets rugby tackled by this bouncer as he comes through the door. I'll just move him and the bouncer.
I'm sure a couple of great big massive guys coming to try and grab people and take them away and stuff them in a van. is a Saturday night for Rab, really?
It pretty much is, yeah. So
Yeah,
crack on.
there's a door
Rob just calls
there.
that Saturday.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
There's like a line of what look to be white torches, two places on the map. What are those?
Those
Oh,
are
Brian, those will be causing a lag, I think.
the. I'll
Loads and
take a
loads of
few
lighting.
off and we'll find out. Because what they
Yeah.
are is the new Roll20 instant place lighting tokens. So you can just click and place a light, and that's what it places. Those are already shedding a pre-described amount of light. I'm going to remove a few of them, see if it does help, but I've had no lag all day while setting this up, and they've been there since I put them there night before last. Having said that, that does seem to have helped.
Right. Okay.
Um,
That's just.
I mean, it still feels really sluggish.
It really
Personally,
does, doesn't it?
I can't see any of this. I just unless those guys are relaying anything back, or Thomas and Adam relaying anything back of what they can see.
Well, I will shout. There's somebody's parked a van right up against the fire exit for some reason.
I'm going to say,
And
has
there's
anyone thought to phone 999 yet?
Yes.
Nah.
Unfortunately,
my phone-
none of you have your
phone's
phones
on
with you because they're all in the green
In the
room.
Green room.
Are we in? We're in the right room
Mm-hmm.
now. Are we?
No,
I'm
you
gonna-
have moved into the closet.
Oh, fuck.
But you also did that right in front of these two guys who just came in through the fire exit, and these two guys that are coming down the thing. So they know you're hiding in the closet. So they come
damn it.
running down. Come back here! Come back here!
I'm
Nobody's
gonna
going to hurt you. We're just rounding you all up so we can keep things under control. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Go on, step
Um,
out here. You'll be perfectly safe.
Aye, that's what they said
Yeah.
to the Italians during World War II, and look how that happened. Aye, nay, worries
Is
about it.
this like a trolley or something?
It is, yes. It's a trolley for moving
Can I
heavy equipment. Yeah.
can I get hold of it and use it as kind of kind of like a battering ram so we can get into the right room whilst avoiding these?
Didn't you do this in
Guys.
The Expanse once
Yeah,
as
I
well?
did.
I
Okay,
remember that.
so that's actually on the map, so I can't move the token, but we'll assume you've
Okay.
grabbed the trolley and chucked it at, well, not chucked it at somebody, like tried to ram somebody with it. Who would you
Yeah,
like to ram with it?
The one who's nearest, because then me and Joe and Rab can all like try and run past.
Well, the one who's nearest could be this guy in the red, or
I
this
didn't
guy
see.
who looks suspiciously like me, actually. I'll just zoom in on him and show you what,
Get the
what I
one.
mean.
Get Brian.
Hang on a minute. I need to zoom in now.
He does
Oh,
kinda look like you.
It's post-apocalyptic, Brian.
This post-apocalyptic may have become a thug, apparently.
Let's kick him in the tent.
I
Kill
did-
him with a
I
sledgehammer.
did actually originally create this icon as me for something else, like just for a laugh. And instead of the sledgehammer, it had a cupcake in the other hand. So a bottle of Coke in one, a can of Coke in one, cupcake in the other hand. I just wanted to
Snacky
see if I could
snacks.
create me snacky snacks. Yeah,
Yeah. You should have a cat on your shoulder.
I should. Yes, I should have put a cat on the
Brian, are
base.
you
of it.
blonde in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he?
I'm
Yeah.
actually blonde all the time. What do you mean in real life?
It's not your imagination, Ben.
We have met. What colour did you think my hair was?
You've met more than
To be honest, like brown.
It's blonde.
really.
The
He's got
bits that-
very blonde hair.
Yeah, I've got very blonde hair. The bits that
I
aren't
don't
grey
really
are blonde.
focus on people's hair colour mostly.
If Brian was like I don't know, stacked like he was a bodybuilder,
Yeah,
he'd look like a fucking Viking.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
He was.
Pretty much, I would.
Right.
In fact, this
Right.
guy, the thing that's least like me about him is his hair's actually slightly darker than mine.
Yeah, your hair is a lighter blonde.
Mine's a light blonde and it's got grey bits in at the temples, which, because I'm so blonde, it's difficult to tell where the grey
you don't
ends
really
and the
notice
blonde
it, no.
starts.
Yeah,
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 that's right.
yeah.
Anyway, so you're going to attempt to attack. Are you attacking me or are you attacking this guy who looks like a ripped Ben?
I
Oh,
can't
dude,
even
he does.
see him. Hang on.
A ripped Ben is
Oh, okay. I had to
is
move my
that like-
token to see him properly.
That he looks like 2 wet noodles instead of one.
So which one of those are you going for?
I'm attacking you, Bryan.
That's fine, right? Okay.
Why
not
change
forget
the habit of a lifetime?
Exactly.
Well, this is exactly. This is a surprise round. So if you would just like to go ahead and attack me, and I'll bring up the stats for the crackpots.
Rob was also going to attack you as well.
Oh, that's just fine. That's great. Parry it.
United front.
Am I just using brawling strike or something like that?
You'll be using brawling because you're trying to run him over with a trolley. Yep. Try and run me over with a trolley, I suppose we should say.
Oh, right. So it's a repetition, is it? Like.
It's only a 10.
I really worry for people in your local area, Jenny. If your first use for a trolley in 2 games now has been to try and run people over with it.
So you come dashing out here with a trolley and attempt to run this guy over. Despite being quite rotund, fat little fucker, he manages to jump out the way because he's a lot more agile than he looks, and that's kind of like me too. Unfortunately for him, Rab is moving up rapidly behind you for support, so go ahead and make an attack from Rab if you'd like.
Kick his head in, Rab. Right up his street. A bit better.
That's a 12, and I think that is just a hit. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you've managed to hit. Go ahead and what have you hit him with? Just your fist?
Yeah, because all my stuff's in the bag.
Of course it is. Right, you are. So you swing your fist at this guy for 4 points of damage. So 3 will get through. So I'll just pull up his...
Right. Where the hell is the room that was supposed to be?
What's the chances that you've got a glass jaw?
Unfortunately for you, not much. The room that you're supposed to be in is up. I'm going to ping this junction.
Right.
It's round that.
Can I use my surprise action to sprint?
Well, you didn't mention until right now at the end of the surprise round you were going to do anything, so I'm going to say no. Because these two have taken you by surprise as well, and it's now crackpot number 4. He is going to attempt to twat one of you two. He's going to take the little Scottish fella out first. That's what he's going to do.
I haven't been aggressive to anyone, so I shouldn't be attacked, I think.
Is that what you think, is it? Aye.
I think so.
So wait till I bring these conspiracy theorist extremists up.
Is that I'm hiding under the blanket so the monsters can't get me?
Okay.
No, yeah, I'm hiding under the blankets until I get my crossbow.
And he's going to attempt to twat you with a hammer. So he's swinging his sledgehammer at Rab.
Great.
That's not added up properly, but that is 10, 50, 16.
Sledgehammer.
Well, it has.
Can I try and be a dodgy little...
Has it? Oh, I haven't panned down far enough. Can you try what, sorry?
Try and be a dodgy little swine.
Well, your defense is already calculated. Unless you have a special talent that gives you another chance to dodge, your defense is already taken factor of your dodging.
Unless I can use misdirect.
Oh.
Hey, look over there.
Right, actually,
Come
yeah,
on, Kay.
you
That's
might
like
be
one
able to
stunt.
use misdirect. Let me just take a quick look at this. So Rab is...
Because I've got that on one of my other characters. You need 1 stunt point for it.
You need a stunt point for it, so you haven't had a chance to generate one yet. Or did you generate one with that previous attack? I don't think you did.
No, I didn't.
Nope, so unfortunately you can't yet. So he's whacked you with a sledgehammer.
He's
I love this. We don't want to hurt you. Hit you with the
16 points of damage.
fucking hell.
Oh.
What?
16 damage. You can
Wow.
apply
It's a
your you can apply your toughness because he's trying not to hurt you too much, believe it or not.
Wow.
So he's swung it round his head and brung it low to whack you in the leg. He doesn't mind breaking your leg, but he doesn't want to kill you, so he's not aiming at your body or your head.
Oof.
Which means you can therefore apply your toughness to the damage. So reduce the damage by the toughness, and then take that off your hit points, and you hear the guy go, "Stay down. I don't want to hurt you, but I will if I have to."
No.
He's Scottish. You're just going to make him more angry, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so crackpot number 3 is going to retaliate against Erin because that's who he's going to reach. So he is... How combative do you look at the moment? Because they're more interested in sort of taking you all...
I mean, I just came out with the trolley and tried to push it into Bryan.
Yeah, you're right.
Apocalypse Bryan, so...
But at the same time, not to be sexist, you're a little lady. And he's a big man. It would be rude to hit you.
I don't think he cares much about rudeness, to be honest, which is why he is going to attempt to hit her.
The
So
misogyny.
this one hasn't added up properly. Oh no, it has. He just got a shit roll. 11. Is that a hit?
He missed.
He missed, right? He swings a pipe at you, thump, and you duck under it.
How did he get 11? Am I just being dumb? Oh, I'm being dumb.
Yeah, 6 plus 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
'cause
made
it's
the
got
same mistake at first.
Attack
to be honest.
bonus.
I'm being
No.
stupid.
Okay, so I think we'll probably have to treat this like a combat now, even for those who aren't actually in one. So what I'm going to do is roll a single initiative for all the crackpots.
I was hoping I could do something during this where I
Yes, go ahead, you
to Will
can.
Caulfield and ask for his
Autograph.
earpiece and battery pack.
All right, okay. I thought you were going to say,
Boots and
I
motorcycle?
yeah.
I
boots and
have
motorcycle.
a question.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, you can,
Could
Chris.
the others?
Does he give me it?
Make a persuasion check, communication persuasion. You will need to beat a 11. 15. Okay, he looks a bit confused and he's about to not do it, but he's hearing some really weird shit over the thing, so he hands it to you.
Okay. I put it on.
Okay.
I do have a question as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
At this point, haven't seen these guys armed obviously run towards the doors of the building out the window there.
Yeah. The bouncer guy wasn't armed. The other one's carrying a claw hammer.
He's carrying a claw hammer, but the other guy looks tough and they look
Oh,
like
yeah.
they mean business
He's
sort of
huge,
thing, and there's
yeah.
shouting going on. And at this point, is there anything in this room that could be used as a weapon, steel pipe, bar, and microphone stand, yada yada yada, something you
the-
could swing?
Everybody's using clip-on mics. There's no mic booms. The camera looks quite heavy. You could probably thump somebody with that. You could... I mean, the tri-light that the lights hang from is hefty bit of pipe, but you don't have anything to hand that would get it off.
Can I have a question? I have a question.
Yep.
You said there were biscuits. Does that mean there was a table in between all the chairs?
Yes, I meant to place the table, and I
Yeah.
must have forgotten because it's not there.
There you go, Sean. Table.
So,
Table
so
legs.
can we flip that over and smack a leg off it?
Yes, you can. And I will give you improvised weapon table leg for that.
Right.
I also have a question.
Hold
Yeah.
on a sec.
No,
I've
no,
started
hold on,
his
Ben.
table leg for him.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 1d6 plus 1 damage,
Yeah.
and it will do stunning damage. So you're not likely to kill somebody with it unless you do a coup de grace.
It's just blunt force impact, basically.
Yes, so if you got somebody down to 0 with it, you'd have knocked them out rather than killed them, unless you then choose to coup de grace
Decide to
them
do them
afterwards.
over. Yeah. I take it that's effectively a brawling stroke fighting.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because accuracy doesn't do brawling in this version of the rules.
That's
It's
right,
Only,
yeah.
It's only for missile weapons.
That's correct. Okay, so Ben, you were about to ask a question?
I was just gonna say, for the sake of the others, would people be able to make some kind of listening roll? Because I imagine the sound of someone getting kneecapped with a sledgehammer would be quite loud.
It's not as loud as it would necessarily need to be for the people inside the studio to hear
I think
it. 'Cause
I think Rab yelling like a little girl would be quite loud though.
I don't know, the studio is soundproof. I mean, for example, if I got, the studio at DH9, yeah?
Mhm.
If I got Darren to beat you up in the corridor, you probably wouldn't hear that actually in the studio.
Actually,
And just
you
to
can-
demonstrate
you can
that next
sometimes-
time you're there, we'll try it.
Actually, you've been in the studio. You can hear the kids down there on a Friday night.
On a Friday night, you can hear
It's
the kids
below,
down
though.
there up at Asda, and that's on the other side of town.
That is true. That is true.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's fine. I was just wondering.
I have
for the
one
others,
last
but-
thing.
yeah,
and
go
you
ahead.
can-
Yeah, go ahead.
The light that's behind Molly, is it? I'm guessing it's connected with a wire.
Yes, but it is mounted on tri-light, so it is about 4 meters above your head.
Oh, I was wondering if I can
Jump.
get the wire that's also has an improvised whip.
Interesting. You could.
Just
well,
grab a chair leg.
yeah, it's probably going to be a table leg. 'cause
All right, I'll just grab the other chair leg. Then.
You'd have to be able to get up there somehow, and obviously the tri-light's suspended from the roof. It's not on a upright vertical
Yeah,
frame.
and you can't jump up from the table anymore because
No. Somebody who
it's not
had
terrible.
free running might be able to manage it from the sofa.
So if I put the camera down then,
Yep.
and if I try, well, there was something I was going to do actually.
Go ahead.
I was going to put Molly, Will, and Reg under the turn the two sofas so that they're kind of facing. There's a void underneath them,
Yes.
and put the three of them in there. Because at the moment I'm acting as if it's a kidnap. I'm thinking it might be a kidnap attempt on Molly and Will.
Right. Okay.
Because they're famous, we're like just nobodies, really.
Well, that's it.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and put
Does
them
make
under there,
sense,
but that
yeah.
would mean the sofas are kind of like a tortoiseshell shield type thing over the top, and I could then try a run, use them as a springboard, and see if I can get up to the tri-light.
Okay. So you invert the sofas. I'm just going to put a little marker on to
you
indicate.
get a
that
prone marker on them.
Yeah, put a prone marker on them. That's not a bad idea, actually. So I shall do it.
Do you want to swing them round so they're actually facing each other effectively?
Yeah, I will do. In fact, what I'll do is I will make those tokens controllable by all players, and make the other one controllable by all players. So you can move those yourself, Marie, if you'd like to.
Push them together.
So two sofas together, sort of upended.
Just two
So they're
sofas
underneath.
together,
Crunch.
both alike in dignity.
I was going to say move that one in there. There you go.
Then put the three NPCs under them,
Okay.
which I can't really do because I don't.
I'll
put
handle that for
control
you, it's
Will.
not a problem. I just need to change
She's
that
being
sofa
consumed by the
to-
sofa. It does look like she's under it.
One of the sofas has vanished.
Yeah,
Right.
it
It's
has.
under the other one.
It's under
I'm
the other
pretty
one.
sure.
Okay, right, yeah. Right,
There you
so
go.
we'll put them there, and then we'll put the cameraman. We'll put. Oh, fuck's sake. Fucking behave yourself.
Greg,
There we
Greg,
go.
Greg.
It's like that Skyrim all over again where the chair goes wild and eats everyone.
Yeah,
Are they just willingly doing this now? There's no
I'm just going to
persuasion.
put the sofas at the back so we can still see everybody that's hiding under them.
And Reg.
And Reg, you're going to put Reg in there as well? Right,
Yeah,
you are.
because he's, he's obviously an older man that's been through something pretty awful. So
Okay, and then you're going to try and parkour off the sofas to get to the tri-light, yeah? Okay, so you get the sofas turned over, you get the civilians stuffed underneath, and you take a run up and run a good few meters, jump onto the sofa, keep the speed up and jump. Give me a dexterity acrobatics, please. And this is quite a hard trick to do because you're trying to jump 4 meters. So your target number will be 13.
I've just rolled 16.
So that's quite easy for you. So you run across the studio, jump onto the sofa, run up it, and jump and flip in the air and grab the tri-lighting, and then move across, like hand over hand it across the tri-lighting to where the light is. What would you like to do with it once you're there?
Then I shout down to Adam and say, "What is it you want?"
The wire.
Okay, there's no really any way to get the wire without me like pulling it out and risking electrocuting myself, but aye, alright, big man.
Bring the whole, just bring the whole thing down then.
They do
The
plug
entire
in with
tri-lighting.
IEC cables.
I'll see if I can unplug the IEC.
Unplugging the IEC cable from this end is easy. Trying to get to the other one, you're dangling under the tri-light, and you realise that like the bottom end that you've just unplugged, that plugs into the camera, is fairly close to it. That was a piece of piss. The top end goes up through the like into a thing in the ceiling. So you're going to have to pull yourself up onto the tri-light and go from there. So give me either a strength climb or an dexterity acrobatics test.
Hold on. I'm going to use dexterity acrobatics, so I'll get better bonuses.
Okay, go for it.
And you have to shout parkour when you do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
is that
18.
your roll there? 18. Okay, so you pull yourself up and hook one leg over, and as you do, you pull the cable out and just drop it down to where, to the ground where Adam is. I'm just going to move Lizzie up to where the actual light is. Adam, you now have a cable.
So you make an attack roll to see if you hit him with the cable as you drop it.
He's not quite close enough for that to be a problem yet. I'm just going to start moving some of the baddies around.
Put the battery in the cable and
there's
make it do electric damage.
It won't have that effect. It's on a microphone, like a radio mic's not going to have a battery.
This is basically a makeshift rope.
Ben, you're quite quiet, which is something I'm sure nobody has ever said to you before. So there's a guy.
Are you sure?
There's a guy in a like a vest top that's just come through the door to the studio there. So I'm just going to pop him up so you can get a closer look. He's carrying another sort of heavy hammer. It's not quite a sledgehammer, but the head on it's about right for a sledgehammer. The haft's a bit shorter. He's wearing sort of like a almost cowboy style hat, jeans, big strong looking guy. As he comes in, he says, right, you guys, nobody wants to get hurt here. Nobody wants this to get any further hand than it is already. But
Rab's like, I'm
afraid I'm going to have to ask you to come with me, like, because we're gonna round it all up. And we're going to put you somewhere safe while we make a little bit of a broadcast. Aye, Bonnie lad?
sure I've heard this one before.
Yeah, we've heard that accent before. It's fairly common Newcastle
No,
accent.
not the accent. The
What
whole,
kind of
like, we're going to
podcast?
round you up, put you somewhere safe
What's going
while
on?
we do so much.
Well,
What's going on here?
we're just taking over this like propaganda site, aye, so we can broadcast and tell everybody that the whole thing's a fake, aye, that there's knee
Fuck
diseases and out like that, and
I'm up on the tri-light going, fuck off, you nutter, fuck off.
I saying that loud enough for him to hear or under your breath, given that he
I'm
hasn't
going to
looked
say it
up
under
yet.
my breath because I'm holding an element of Bryan. Can I ask a question?
You can.
Is the tri-light just one strip, or is the tri-light a set of scaffolding round the top of the whole of the studio?
Or scaffolding around the whole of the top of the studio. There's quite a lot of it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, that's okay. That's
So
all I want
if
to
he
know.
doesn't look up and you don't make a noise, you could conceivably just scurry around this thing.
I could conceivably drop some of these big ass heavy lights on his head. Aye, brilliant.
Yeah, I'll keep distracting them because obviously.
Keep talking to him and walk towards him, as it were, so it keeps his eyes down.
Yeah.
Aye. If
There's no need to like any hostilities here.
I agree, Bonnie lad. There's no need. Just do as you tell, and nobody will get hurt. We're just gonna do some broadcasting here to tell the public, the sheeple, that like, now that they've been told it's real, that there's no monsters none out.
What kind of world are you living in that's not real? Of course it's real.
It's not real, man. You wake up. Wake up. Follow the money. Wake up.
Are
Take
you
your
trying to
mask
tell us you're a joke or woke? What is it?
Aye,
Are you a
well, that-
conspiracy cosplayer?
Conspiracy cosplayer.
Yeah, you're not doing a very good job. Present
No.
the evidence. Where's your evidence that it's fake?
Well, that's just what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna broadcast the evidence. You'll see it when we're broadcasting. We'll put you somewhere nice and comfortable, like in a green room or something. We'll put you in a green room where it's nice and comfy, and you'll see the evidence when we broadcast it to the world. Like, meanwhile, you're all thinking, "World, This is local Tyne Tees television. It's not going to get broadcast to the world.
You'll be lucky if they get it in fucking Stockton.
Yeah.
You mean in North Yorkshire?
North Yorkshire, yeah. Meanwhile, whilst you guys are all doing all that, outside here, there's a bit of a scuffle going on. So the bouncers got the this poor producer up against the wall in a headlock. The guy with a hammer is approaching this group over here, going, "Oh yeah, just calm down. Just calm down. There's no need for all this."
Bryan,
Yes.
what? Am I loud again?
I wouldn't say loud, but you're of an
Normal.
appropriate volume.
Although-
Yes.
Although normal's not really.
Also, I
correct
thought
word,
you
is it?
said cameraman wasn't dead.
He's not.
He isn't.
Big guy over here.
He's knocked
Big,
out.
He's just knocked out.
excellent.
Yeah, he's knocked out. If he's dead, I'd remove him.
He's
That's what
paused
I
the
thought.
combat, as they say.
Yes.
Yes. He is not the Norwegian blue.
So those of you in
And
the
you're too young to get that one.
yes. So those of you in the corridor, which is Erin and Rab and
Yeah.
Joe, give me in just a moment's time when this pops up, assuming it does,
Yes.
because I appreciate that, like, on a Friday I appear to be making a great deal of assumptions when I think something's going to work. So give me an initiative roll for you three, please, and I'll roll for the crackpots.
Crackpot. Oh,
Actually got a decent initiative for once.
I've been getting shit rolls all day. Refreshing.
Oh, for God's sake, I've just seen what the conspiracy theory extremists got. God almighty.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so...
Clearly fueled by their absolute nutbaggery. Aye.
Not
I
badger.
think the term you're looking for is clinically insane.
I'm sorry, I'm not
Bet-
qualified
bet you
to
they put MAGA
diagnose
hats on
even.
them.
I'm not even qualified to diagnose RPG characters, so I. We're no right. That boy's no right, as the King of the Hill would say.
Bryan, should we put ourselves on the turn order?
Yes, please. Oh, you guys who aren't actually in part of the fight, no, you don't need to. What I'll do is I'll run a couple of rounds of combat action, and
You know
then
it.
we'll cut back over to the rest of you. Because each
Well, I
round
know-
of
I know
combat
what I'm
action
gonna
is
do.
10 seconds.
I needed added into the turn order because I forgot to click on my character before I rolled.
Okay, no problem. I had a suspicion you would, because you usually do. It just seems to be one of those things. We all have somewhat. We all have
Yeah,
I know.
Jenny feels
I'll
stealth
give it-
rolls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
somewhat. Add turn.
Every
Right, what
time
did you
Jenny
roll?
says she's rolling a scout, there's multiple face bumps.
Yeah, exactly. aye.
Shut up, Bryce.
And what did you roll, Mark?
17 with
17?
6 stunts.
Ah, you don't get stunts for an initiative roll,
Oh,
unfortunately.
damn it, 'cause I was going to use one for misdirection.
You don't normally get stunts for an initiative roll, but I really kind of like that, so I'm thinking it through. Hang on.
Maybe you could just have it for your special skill ones,
Yeah.
like misdirect.
What about stealth? I just disappear.
Look into the eyes, not around the eyes, in the eyes.
Okay. No, I probably shouldn't allow it. So it's you to go first anyway.
Well, my plan entirely was to make a break for the green room to get my stuff because these guys are getting chibbed.
Okay, you're going to make a break for the green room. So go ahead and move twice your speed if you want to use a major action, or just your speed if you want to use a minor action. I'll just start pinging the green room for you.
Can I
It's
just say
here.
something here?
Yeah.
I can't
These
see anything being pinged.
these conspiracy
'Cause
theory
it's black.
extremists are saying they want to put us somewhere comfy,
Yeah.
like the green room.
Yeah, but they
we
don't know
hear
that.
Instead of letting them
Mm.
beat you, instead of taking a beating to go there, why don't you just go, I done on
Because
then
we
and
don't
let them
know
put you in
that.
the green
Yeah,
room?
we don't know. We haven't heard that.
Because these
Ah.
guys have came up to us, broken his fucking legs with a hammer, and going, "Oh, just
Yeah.
calm down, guys." We don't
Well,
know that they're gonna.
They haven't actually
Too
broken
mega.
it. They've just like given them a fairly solid whack. So you get to the green room with your major action, you get the door open and step through it with
Bryan.
your minor action, and that's you there. Yeah, go ahead,
You were
Ben.
pinging it, but your ping's black, and obviously the screen's black.
Right, okay, very
He
good
does
point.
have a point.
I'm going to change my ping colour then to... I'll change it to yellow.
Okay.
See if I can make it as well. on my
Okay,
turn.
so yeah, it is Erin to go next.
I'm doing the exact same thing. So I'm
So you're running for the green room. Right, you are.
Where is it? Because I didn't see.
Where Erin's standing now, well, she's just turned the wrong way, but...
Have I?
yeah,
Oh,
but
shit.
that's okay, because you're
The
not
other way.
familiar with this building. So you come running up that corridor, take the wrong door, you turn left instead of right. No, you've turned left instead of right, get over there.
No! I would have seen Rob there. We went on the same go.
You did, go on, I'll let you then.
Exactly.
The
so
door hasn't
meh.
quite closed, and you can see Rab left, so you can arrive behind him, I'll allow it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys have both made it to the green room.
Now, because he already opened the door,
Good
he
point.
used a minor action to do that. So that means I still have a
no.
minor action.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, you still have a minor action if you want.
How close are our bags or whatever?
They're all going to be in this cupboard over here.
Oh, for God's sake! Right. I'm just gonna see if there's anything I can do. Probably not. Nope. There isn't anything. I was gonna use it to at least grab a bag.
Well, you can use a minor action to walk over there,
Okay.
because you can move for a minor action as well.
Could I use the minor action to open the door while still doing my major action to run? Because I'd still have enough movement left to get to the cupboard.
I've just realised
Okay,
something very bad.
just a second, Ben. Okay, it's not rules as written, but I think it is rules. I would say that's rules as intended. So yes, you can.
Yeah, that's it.
So you guys are both over by the thingy.
Yeah.
That's where you're at the moment. So it is bad guy number.
Yeah, all three of them are going to attack me now because you guys ran off.
Nah, they're not. They're going to want to deal with them. So this this guy is going to whack you with a pipe. I will give you that.
I'm not being aggressive.
All right. In that case, if you're not being aggressive, he'll just grab you by the arm and drag you over where he wants you. If you're happy to go with it.
I'm not happy to go with him. Like, I'll resist, but I'm not, like, hitting him or anything. I'll just pull
Right.
away.
Okay. Or you're going to try and pull away. Then he's going to hit you. So
Wow.
he goes to grab your arm, and as you pull away, he goes, "Hey!" and then whacks you with a pipe.
Police brutality.
He's not a policeman. Too.
Police brutality.
Oh, look at that! He's got stunts.
It's a narrow hit.
It's a narrow hit with 3 points of stunts. Excellent. So start off by taking 10 points of damage. And let me just take a quick look at what stunts he's going to want to do. He started by trying to grapple you, so he could use grappling stunts. He then moved on to whacking you with a pipe, so he could use combat stunts as well. So he's got the choice of using either one. And I'm just filling a little bit while I try and get the stunts to come up, which are on my master sheet, which is on the other screen. It's just lagging a little. There we go, it's freed up now. Rules. Stunts, there we go. So general combat stunts will pop up. Basic melee stunts will pop up. Grappling stunts will pop up. Let's have a look, see what we want to do. Okay, because he's essentially trying to get you under control, he's going to attempt to grapple you for 1 point. He's also going to use hinder. Right. So if you hit him, in the next time you hit him, if you do, the damage you do to him is reduced by the 2 stunt points he's going to use on that. He's also going to use 1 point on grapple. So you need to make a post-fighting test. If you win, you manage to pull out of his grip as you described. If you fail, he manages to keep you under control. So you have to beat whatever he's just rolled, which is 15. Oh, sorry, 17.
And yeah, I failed.
Okay, so he's managed to get you grappled. Don't need these
Great.
other stunts now.
Oh, hopefully we can.
What you need to do is flirt with him.
Oh, yeah.
What-
So you're
what
so
strong
big and
arms you have.
strong.
So he's going
big
to
boy.
drag you over towards
To
the
the
green
green
room,
room?
which is where they're trying to
Oh,
get
that's
you,
fine.
which you guys didn't
Hey,
know.
hey, can you just take me over to that crossbow-sized bag?
Yeah. And this bouncer is bringing up this other prisoner to the green room as well, along with crackpot number 5, who's going to escort
He's
the whole
getting
group.
shot if I get to that crossbow. I swear to God.
And crackpot number 4 is going to cut through. I have no idea why my Echo Dot responded to crackpot, but it just did. Right, that guy's coming through the door as well to see how the other guy's getting along. What's going on? Have you sorted this yet? How are you lot? Come on, round up. We're just going to put you in the green room where you're nice and safe and out of our way. So we're back over to Thomas Gallagher, Adam Taylor, and Lizzie as well. What are you guys doing?
Well,
Go on.
yeah, at this point I'm entering combat.
Right, okay. So I'm going to turn order. If you would just like to roll initiative then.
Yeah, bear with me. Bear with me.
No problem.
Right, where's why? Oh, because I'm not doing. Yeah, right. Get there. Initiative roll of. I've selected myself. There we go.
Okay, and I'll just roll initiative for Dave. There you go. He scored 15, you scored 15. So, we'll come straight down. Well, I'll reorder this lot. Descending. There we go. But you are entering combat, so you can do whatever you like at this point. You've got a major and a minor action. Do go ahead.
A quick question:
Yes.
if this light's out now, what's the view like? The view right now?
It hasn't changed because there was an entire bank of lights up there. I just
Okay.
deleted them because we
No
thought
worries.
that might be what was causing the lag.
Right. So what happens is,
Mhm.
I move over to here.
Yeah.
Which puts me within striking distance of this
The
guy.
crackpots, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I moved less than half my distance to get there.
Mhm,
Right. Would that count as a charge?
Yes, it would. As long as it's
Right.
less than half your distance, but more than 4 meters, it counts as a charge.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was 6.
6,
My
yeah,
move is,
that's a
move is
charge.
13. So yeah. So,
So are you
attempting.
attacking Dave or post-apocalypse me?
I'm attacking Dave.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a stunt attack.
Oh, nice, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At this point, so swinging the table leg at his arm.
Yeah.
The intention is to disarm him,
Right, go for it.
and I don't mean chop his arm off.
No, I know what you mean. So you get 2 points towards a disarm stunt if you succeed this attack. The
Guess how
target
many-
number is 12. I think it is
Guess how?
2.
Yeah. So guess how many the stunt points you require for disarm?
2.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rolls a 7
Yeah,
in
that
total.
was
So you come
Yeah, that
charging
was-
over, and Dave's just kind of standing, watching you get closer. As you get closer, he's kind of takes a combat stance. You can see he's kind of bouncing up and down on a. He's planted his legs firmly. He's got one hand out. As you swing to try and get him, he just kind of sidesteps and parries with one hand flat against your arm, just to slap you away. And he will retaliate by attempting to
No.
biff you with whatever he's got.
No, he won't.
Go on, why not?
He doesn't get a chance to do that. Because for my minor action,
Ah, yes.
eh,
You're going to
yeah,
move away again.
yeah, I'm not going to just stand there. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, okay,
Right,
go for it.
uh,
Yeah. This is actually pretty much what real fights are like. Somebody runs in, takes a wild swing at somebody and runs away before they can fight back.
Actually, I'm going to move up here into the darkness, sort of thing, as it were.
You cannot see me.
So I'm going to be over in.
Bear in mind, it only appears dark because we had to disable the lights to stop the lag.
I still see it as being lit in this room. I don't know where the light's coming from, but it's still lit for me.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to move up over here.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm actually going underneath the gantry.
You are actually in the darkest part of the room because the lights are all pointing in the opposite direction. It's still... They can still see you, but they'd have to get the way through Chris first. So, Chris, are you joining the combat, or are you surrendering, or what are you doing?
I'm going to join the combat.
Okay, go for it. Make an initiative roll, first of all, and we'll add you in. But you will get to act like right now, regardless of what your initiative roll is. But we'll just make the initiative roll now, so we've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. It's even in the right place because you happen to roll lower than everybody else. So, go ahead.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Crackpot instead.
Okay.
Because I do have short-hafted, I do get.
Yep, you do.
A higher roll.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you attacking him, or what are we doing?
I was going to disarm, and then... Well, let's see what I can do with stunt points here, shall we?
Well, you have 8 stun points, because you scored 6, and you did a stunt attack for 2. The 2 have to be used on a disarm, so you run in, you whack him on the wrist, and he drops his hammer. But what else would you like to do with those other 6 stunt points?
I forgot where they are.
Intervention.
You can't do divine intervention.
Not in this game, anyway.
So if you have a look under your journal, you'll see a list of stunt options.
Is this right? So, here's a quick question, Bryan.
Yeah.
You know how? Was it basic melee stunts? Combat stunts.
Yeah, you can use general combat stunts or basic melee stunts.
Actually, that is a 6 for the complication pool there, Bryan, isn't it?
It is now. You come to mention it. Thank you.
Gosh!
Thank you for once again screwing over your own side.
You could make
lightning attack.
You could make a lightning attack, and you could also do shock and awe. Oh no, it's a non-physical feat, or take an opponent out. Anyone?
You're not prone.
Was there not a knockout stunt?
Yes, but you have to have done at least half of the guy's health has to have gone. Yeah. You don't have to have done that as long as
it's down below
before
half.
declaring the stunt is down below half. So it can be a combination of previous.
I'm going to knock prone the first guy, and then I'm going to lightning attack the second.
Okay, so you knock Post-Apocalyptic me flat on me fat ass.
Which guy did you disarm?
Post-Apocalyptic me.
Yeah.
Right. So your weapon goes D6 plus strength squares away.
Yes. So what's your strength?
My strength is 2.
2. So that is
4.
4. So that's about here. So I'm just going to put a little marker on there. Just freehand draw would be 2, 3, 4. That's where the hammer's landed.
Knock him prone and then attack the other guy. Go on, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've also got another point that you can put against the first guy, so you can knock him back 2 meters or into the room.
Well, I was going to use the last points that I have to cover after I've done the second attack.
Okay, cover it.
Depending on whether I get stunts again.
Oh, you don't get stunts again.
Yeah, you can't get stunts again on a.
And you can only apply your stunts.
Generate stunts on an attack that was created by
the
stunts.
lightning attack, and then it'll be to cover after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So attack again.
Yeah, you only get to put your stunts against one target. So.
Yeah, but he's using the stunts to cover himself, so that's
right. So that's a 19 to hit the other guy.
Which would have stunned it if it was a permitted stunt, but obviously you can't have stunts. So you've hit the other guy as well. So you've run in, knocked one guy flying, and sent his weapon thumping up the corridor.
Yeah.
How you've managed to knock a sledgehammer 4 meters away, I've no idea.
I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Not a lover. Right.
I have to say, when I wrote this this scene, this wasn't intended to be a combat scene. Shit goes south quickly. Never mind. Go ahead.
Actually, I don't know if it's possible. So I've used a minor action or not?
You haven't used a minor action yet, no.
You've attacked the second guy, so you need to roll the damage.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sometime
you use the
before my
table
beard
leg.
gets any longer might
Yeah,
be a good idea.
table leg, yeah.
Table leg is a d6 plus 3 damage.
Yeah.
In your case, because you had 2 for your strength.
Ouch. Right, okay, so 6
Yeah,
points damage
What
on
was it?
Dave.
Alright, d6 plus 3, yeah.
Oh, Dave. There we go. So he gets to take 1 off that, so he's -5. So you've given him a fairly good thump in the guts, as like you've hit the other guy on the wrist with such force that he's spun round, dropped his hammer, which has gone skittering up the corridor, and he's collapsed to the ground. And before anyone can react, you've spun round and jabbed Dave in the stomach. Poof! He kind of doubles over slightly, and then for your minor action, you would like to what?
Should I just tell them that any further and you will see what's going to you?
You can do if you want to. It's up to you.
I don't know if to tie Bryan up or not.
The other guy's still active.
Yeah. You've only immobilised
All right,
one.
okay. I'll just do the, like I said before. I'm just gonna do the duck cover.
Right, you're double cover. Okay, so Marie, what is Lizzie doing?
Well, I'm going to stay up here fairly quietly if I can.
Mhm.
But while I'm up here, I'm going to look at how the light's attached to see if there's any bolts or anything I could open manually without
Okay.
any tools.
You are just a touch on the quiet side there, but what I would
Sorry,
whoa,
is that better?
yeah, that's that was a sudden increase, more than I expected.
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic bent out too far away from my face.
That's okay.
Um,
Okay, so in answer to the question, you know the lights we used to use for Charnel House?
and where they've got the butterfly screw.
That's right. That's how these are attached as well. G-clamps and butterfly nuts. So
I can
you
start
can just
undoing them.
start undoing them, yeah.
From the tri-lights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to give me a stealth check, please? Dexterity stealth.
Okay.
You get +2 because people are too busy trying to fend off these nutters that keep attacking them.
And also because they're probably too busy to do a head count.
Yes.
They don't know who's hiding behind the sofa.
No, they don't.
You could be anywhere.
Yeah.
What does stealth come under, Bryan?
Dexterity.
Okay.
So if you don't have stealth, it's just straight dexterity. Ouch. Is that without the +2 added?
Yep.
Okay, so
No,
19 stealth. I think they'll be hard pushed to notice you, to be honest. Okay, so let's just have a look at where we're at. I'm going to go over to Erin. Erin, what would you like to do?
Okay. Right. If at all possible, get my bag.
Mhm.
Get my. I'm not gonna have time to sort out my bow, so I'll get my baseball bat because I would take
Okay,
that.
so it's a minor action to get the cupboard open, and it's a minor action to get your bag out.
Bryan, I don't think I got my goal.
You don't think you got your go?
I
Let
don't
me
think I
just
got my goal.
have a look.
Yeah, he was
Erin,
grappled. Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't on his go.
Yeah. I got grappled. I got dragged over here, and then
Yeah, I don't think you did either. That's because you said you were just gonna. You were only gonna try and pull away. But yeah, if there's something you would like to do, go ahead and do that before.
I mean, obviously break out if I can.
I mean, you're quite surrounded at the moment, and they are taking you where you wanted to go anyway. But it is up to you.
Yes, I'd like to break out.
Okay, go for it.
This is just fighting. Or is it strength?
It's fighting versus fighting against the guy that's got a hold of you. So it is one of the conspiracy theorists who has. There's technically two of them there now.
Nice.
So you'd
Hey.
have to beat both of them. They get
Six.
two
I
tries at
literally can't get better than that.
this. Triple six is not bad, is it?
Yeah.
So you got 19 in total. They get 2 tries, and we pick the best. 21.
Cool.
I'd look, Ben.
Right, so you try and escape, and the first you just pull loose of the first guy easily. You just like you're going along as if you're sort of meekly just doing as you're told, and then suddenly, boom, slip out of his grip. He's like doesn't know what's happened at all. The other guy, however, not quite as easily snowed as his friend, so he was
Thanks, Bouncer.
expecting you to try something. So what he's going
He probably
to
he probably threw me out of a club once or twice.
do, it's not the bouncer, it's this guy here.
Oh,
The guy that came in with the bouncer. The bouncer's the one in the white shirt and the fucking huge chest. That's him. Okay, so he's going to use a takedown stunt on you. You and your target make a pull. Oh no, he's not. Hold on.
is it his turn yet?
No.
This is because he's stunted in response to you. So yeah, he is. He's going to use a takedown stunt. So he's got you. He's going to try and get you to the ground. You both.
Oh,
need-
don't forget my 6, by the way.
You
sorry.
failed.
Oh,
You got 19.
shit.
He got 21. So
But I passed
therefore,
against the other dude though.
okay, you can use the stunts against him if you want.
Oh no, I was just on about the 6 for the complication pool.
Oh, I see.
He's
Fool
one
to
to
himself,
push,
he
isn't
really is. Okay, so yeah, he's going to do a takedown on you. So could you give me another fighting test, please?
Sure. And
If
I can do fantastically on this one, and then he can like piss poo and still beat me. Oh, never mind. I can just do shit as well.
well, he might do shit also. You just never know. Let's try it.
If he got triple 1, he'd still
Nope,
beat me. I'm
he's
pretty
taking
sure.
you down. So as you slip away from one
No,
of them and
sorry.
try to run, the other one kicks your legs out from under you, and you just face plant. Poof.
Rude.
Right. He then like dives on top of you.
You're honestly so fucking lucky I don't have a weapon.
So both of you are now prone. So I will just put a little prone marker on both of you, and then we'll start working our way through.
Jenny, please say you've got some kind of like weapon pointed ready at the door.
Well, no, because Jenny's movement was to open the thing and grab her bag,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Oh,
her done.
okay.
2 minor actions. So,
I can't
Rab,
do
what would you like to do?
Yeah.
Well, as Jenny's already opened the cupboard, I'm going to get my bag.
That's 1 minor action. You've still got a major.
Yes, and out of said bag, ready to use,
Molotov.
just
Switchblade.
Molotov.
Don't think you'd have brought your Molotovs with you.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe brought some alcohol.
To be fair, he probably would.
Alcohol or lighter.
I
and
might
some
not have
bandages.
brought them all. I might have left some at home, but I'll have brought at least
Not all of
one.
them.
I think it's
And I
highly...
am also going to ready my compound bow.
Right, okay. So, you grab your compound bow out of the bag quickly and start readying it. So that's you got... Your compound bow is now loaded, ready for next round. Crackpot 3 is this one that Ben managed to give the slip to. He's going to try and shove you into the green room where they're trying to round everybody up to. So let me just have a conspiracy theorist. There we go. He's going to attack you with a brawling stunt, and he's going to try and stunt attack you to move you backwards into the room they're going to use as an impromptu prison. So let's just have a brawling attack.
He's gonna get a big surprise when he goes through that door.
Yeah, it's never occurred to them you've all rocked up with a shitload of weapons in your bags. Okay, so he shoves you back through the door, and he's got the 2 points for the stunt attack and 6 other points, so he gives you a kick in the guts while he's on. Thunk. He's going to use the 6 points for a hefty blow.
Question,
It's
which locker
11
is my
Hmm?
stuffing? Oh, 11 damage, why not?
Yeah, 11 damage. Remember, you can take your toughness off that. And then what was the question you were so keen to ask?
Which locker is my bargain?
Oh, it'll be the same one as Aaron's and Rab's.
And
Yeah.
they've let go of me now that they've kicked me in the room.
Yes.
Well, now I know what I'm going to do.
Okay, so I mean, they've kind of manhandled you in and just flung you through the door, essentially, giving you a bit of a kick. Now it is Dave, who's over there.
Dave with his wife beater and hammer
Yes, that's him.
and cowboy hat.
And cowboy hat, yeah. Oddly enough, you could have met this guy in stage 1, in the first series, but just didn't happen to go. Ben even mentioned the place that the guy owns. I might go to so and so, and I thought, they're going to meet Dave and William, and you never went there. So this is actually your first encounter with him.
Huh.
So Dave is a bit annoyed that he's just been attacked. However, what he's going to do is he's going to go and get his mate's hammer and bring it back to him, and that's him done.
Here you go, mate. You drop this.
Yeah, he goes and gets the two-handed hammer, brings it back to
Alright,
Post-Apocalyptic.
Thor.
So
He's going to
Thomas,
be Thor.
yeah, Thomas to go next. What would you like to do?
Oh, so let's have a look. For a minor action.
Mhm.
How far away am I? No, 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 no.
10 meters. You can do that now.
Okay, right, so I will go, and for minor action, I will move to there.
Yep.
That'll be my minor action.
Yep.
So I'll move to wherever it was there.
Yep.
And then for my major action, I'm going to charge in and hit this guy.
Good move. Okay. So you advance cautiously, and then when the guy turns his back to go and get the weapon, you run in to twat his mate. Just in time for him returning, you get to your attack though. So go ahead and roll an attack against Post-Apocalyptic now.
Yeah, okay. And it's +1 because he's on the floor and +1 because charged.
Yes, that's right.
And what's his dexterity?
That would be a good question. So he's one of the crackpots.
And what's his defense?
So his defense is 12 and his dexterity is 2.
That's fucking crap I'm rolling here, isn't it? Sorry about the swearing, but
That's all right.
10.
It's a change from me doing it, doesn't it? Okay.
10,
So
even with a +2 bonus, it's 10.
yes. So he sees you coming and throws his hands up to try and ward you off. And as you swing your punch, he blocks and it narrowly avoids slamming your fist into the corner of the
Well, it's not a fist; it's a table leg.
table leg into the corner of the thing. But he's managed to block you anyway.
He was lucky.
He
That would do a
kinda
lot of
was,
damage.
Yeah. So Crackpot 4 up next, and that's the guy you've just attacked, and the guy's just handed him his hammer back. So he's going to attack you from his downward position, which means he's at -1 to hit you. So what's your defense?
It's a 13.
Oh shit! Right, okay. So conspiracy theorist, he's going to balance that out by aiming, but I'll not bother to tick aim because it's just balanced out by the -1 of him being on the ground anyway. And he'll try and whack you with a sledgehammer in the back of the knees, or the side of the knees. 16, that's a hit.
This is nasty.
12 points of damage.
Oh,
Crunch! Oh, that hurt. You can
It did indeed. Did indeed.
Yeah, you can still take your toughness off that, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it is the man with the dog's name, Bouncer. Pan back over to here. I've oversteered
Oh,
a bit,
why's
but
that
that
not
was my
doing?
fault this time. Oh look, there's a bunch more bad guys. I'll move them at the end. Crackpot 2, 7 and 6 crackpot. Okay, so Bouncer is going to throw this guy in through there as well. So that's one of the production staff's just been flung inside. Bouncer's going to throw him in and then slam the door shut. And I don't know if that actually did shut the door, not least because I don't have fucking vision on him. Nope, door's still open. Shouldn't be. Should have closed when I did that. I hope that doesn't mean the APIs have bugged again, but never mind. That door is actually closed. So Joe, it's you to go. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move over to the locker, which they've already opened, I guess. So
Yep, so moving over to it's a minor action, and grabbing your bag's a minor action.
Okay.
But you also need to stand up. So
Whatever.
You can
Just
move.
as far to getting my weapon as I can.
Oh, that actually, standing up only reduces your movement by 50%, so you're still going to be over there with your bag in your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is now Crackpot 5, who also needs to stand up. So he's going to stand up. And then head back to the position he's supposed to be holding. I've oversteered again, and that was again my fault. Okay, so Adam, you to go. What would you like to do?
I said this is ridiculous. I'm guessing he may look like the boss, possibly.
Which one?
Dave.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say let's try to get a conversation out of him. So he's wanting to record the fact that it's all fake.
Yeah.
All of this,
He's got all his evidence on his. All his evidence with him. The lads have got the evidence.
I'm a scientist. How about you show me the evidence and we stop this combat? And...
Oh, we didn't trust you lot. We've had enough of experts. We know what you're all like. You're all in it together. If I'd known you were a scientist, I'd have given you a good kick in a forenoon.
Sounds also familiar.
Yeah. I'm going to have to put subtitles up on this episode, aren't I?
Yeah.
Well, it's just not true. You know this.
I know it's not true, mate. I know it's not true. I don't even know why you're all doing this lying. It's just to control the sheeple. That's all it is. Well, we're not falling for it, mate. We're not falling for it.
Is there anything coming through on the earpiece I've got?
Yeah, it sounds like some of these guys are up in the control room as well, rounding everybody up. It's quite a bit of panic. Don't hit me anymore. That sort of thing. We're doing it. How are you getting over here? There's lots of angry shouting and lots of terrified
does Willoughby or Will have their phones on them?
No, nobody's carrying a phone inside the recording studio.
Actually, this was all on live TV, so the viewers, one of the viewers might have called the police.
They might very well do, actually, aye.
I didn't say live on air. Has anybody called 999 yet? Yeah,
you did.
Does the cameraman? Does the camera person have their walkie-talkie on them for the area?
He's just got an earpiece. He doesn't communicate back.
Oh, yeah, I could jerry-rig this to for it to the signal to go out to maybe the local local police or anything like that.
Unless you had their frequency, yeah.
Yeah, not really. You couldn't. But as Marie pointed out, since this is actually being broadcast on live on air, there's a chance that somebody's called the police by now.
The way that you read it in here is left us no option than to defend ourselves.
You don't need to defend yourselves, man. Nobody's going to get hurt. He's obviously completely unaware of what's going on in the other room. Nobody's going to get hurt. We'll just round you all up. We'll put you in the green room out the way. You'll be alright while we do our thing.
I literally have an earpiece, mate. People have been hurt.
Aye, well, nobody else needs to get hurt.
My friend Joe's been knocked on the floor twice and bashed his head against the wall.
How do you know that from here?
Psychic.
Right. Yeah, there's literally no way you would know that, I'm afraid.
No,
Chris,
I
no.
felt like I would have been told from the guys. Never mind.
We're
Ignore that.
bashing this lad's jaw head.
I can hear it in the hallway.
I mean, in what from what you've seen, the people who've actually been the aggressive ones are your side, is all that can be seen from here. Obviously, if you had seen what was going on in the corridor, you'd know that the other side did definitely start it. But from what you've seen, it looks like your side has.
Guys, if I suddenly go really, really quiet, it's because the ginormous spider in the kitchen's at me.
Oh no.
Just
It's
summon
ginormous.
Can I
the
see
cat.
what Lizzie is doing?
Wouldn't look in that direction if I were you.
Yeah, I mean you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
I'm
see.
behind the couch at the moment. Okay. I'll try and do the same thing. I'm going to just do a copy of what Sean's character did.
Running an
So
attack. Yeah.
I'm going to move and then.
Yep.
do the
Okay.
running attack.
Yeah, go for it. Just move yourself
then
in. So you
charge
move to about there, cautiously coming forward, getting ready, and then you rush in with your bow staff. Oh, you're not using a bow staff.
No, I
You're
don't.
using a table leg.
I'm going for Dave.
You're going for Dave, right? You are. Go for it. You rush Dave all of a sudden. Let's see if he was expecting it or if you got him. Roll to attack. Shit. You've clearly taken him by surprise. You come forward and he's like, now stay back. You don't need to just like, do as you tell, son, and you'll be alright. And then you just take off like a rocket straight at him and he goes, fuck! And then you thwack him with your 5 points of stunts. What would you like to do with the stunts?
Knocking him prone first.
You're going to knock him prone, right? You are. I'll just add a prone marker to him. So the force of your sudden onrushing attacks knocked him clean off his feet.
Yeah.
You could do a lightning attack as well.
Okay, I'll do my first damage first then.
Yep, go ahead. So it's 5 points of damage. Because you're using a table leg, he gets to apply his toughness of 1, so that's 4 points gets through.
And then the lightning attack.
Right, you are. So you whack him on the leg, which has helped to... he was already sort of unbalanced because of your rush, and when you whack him on the leg, he just collapses. And before he can regain his composure, you strike again. You have +1 to hit this time because he's already prone. 15, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. And 5 points of damage, so another 4 points gets through.
Yep.
As he goes down, he's like, how are you man, you knocker? We don't have to... Ow! Wah!
Yeah, I train. I have MMA training.
Yeah.
This.
So back over this way, we have got these baddies are all pouring in from that other van. So you guys who are in the thingy room can now hear quite a bit of conversation outside as you think the guys you were fighting have just been joined by some more guys. You're not 100% sure, but you think that's what's happened. Oh, it's a daisy.
Okay.
Get off, man! Fuck's sake.
And I mean, as far as we know in here,
Mhm.
they've just been completely aggressive to us.
Yes,
so-
absolutely. That's it. I mean, out in this part of the building, they've been the aggressors. In the studio, your side's been the aggressors.
Yeah.
It's just the way. I mean, to be honest, these guys have been the aggressors. They've driven vehicles up against fire exits and stormed their
Taking hostages.
and taken hostages. Yeah.
pretty much.
So the police hostage response will be on its way very, very shortly. You should imagine, as soon as they've finished their bait.
Well, this camera person's
Cup of
still
tea.
recording, so.
Donuts.
Couple of donuts, that sort of thing. Aye. This is Northumbria Force, isn't it? So expect them tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I jest.
I don't.
It's me getting nicked next time they catch me in Newcastle.
They once curb crawled me. I'm
so-
sorry, but no.
I've suddenly realised all my police contacts are from Durham Constabulary. Right. Okay. So, Erin, you to go.
Okay. Is it a minor action to ready my compound?
Yes, it
roll?
is. Yeah.
Right. get that ready, and then I'm going to move over to the door.
Right. Okay.
I can't open it though, can I?
No, because you've run out of actions.
Is there a window in the door?
No.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to stand here ready because I'm planning on opening the door if nobody else does, and then
Oh, I'm going to. I'm
threatening them
planning.
with my bow.
You're planning on massively escalating this by producing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of massively escalating, Rab, it's you to go.
What were you trying to say?
Exactly.
Right. Can I see either of those crackpots? Or was the door shut?
The door's
Door
shut now.
You
Yeah.
need to come
Damn
and
it.
open it.
They actually slammed the door on you when they pushed the last guy in.
Yeah. I'll say it, Rab. We're not murdering anybody, Rab.
No, just a little bit.
You can hurt them a little bit, not murdering them.
Well,
No Molotovs.
He hasn't actually brought his Molotovs. He has brought his bow, though.
Okay.
is it all right if they're still alive at the end?
Yeah.
How alive?
I'm
Only
alive.
second,
Alive enough to survive eventually.
I was just see that one twat man. He totally dunked me over the head with something, and my napper was fucking killing me, and he's getting it.
It's
I'm
more
like,
about
well,
it's revenge.
I'm ready
On-
with my bow, so
On that, Rab is going to use his move to sneak out the door that's on the right, because I'm assuming that comes round the other side.
The two doors both lead to, well, this door here leads to the utility room with the shower and the
Right.
clothes washer. This door here leads to the lavatory.
Damn it. Well, basically, I'm just going to go into a kind of Overwatch mode then,
Yeah.
and have my bow drawn and aimed at the door.
Okay, so you've got your bow drawn, aimed. If the door opens, you'll be able to shoot at anybody coming through.
Yep.
Like the next prisoner. Crackpot number 3 is now going to move back over,
And
back to where he's supposed to be controlling. So he's going to be heading up that way.
actually, with me being right here, can I hear more of what they're talking about?
You can try. Give us a perception hearing test.
Okay. Oh, crud. Every now and then my character sheet just goes blank and I have to refresh roll 20 entirely.
Yeah.
So just give me a second.
There's been quite a bit of going on.
Yeah, there's been a lot of technical issues tonight.
It's not just been today for this, though.
Has it not? Right, okay.
Yeah. It kept happening the last game. Right, perception. Did that roll?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
13.
yeah, I did
Oh,
13
right,
and 4
yeah.
stunt points.
Right, you are. Mark's going to have to head off because he's at work ridiculously early in the morning. So good night, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Always, thank you, and night all.
Right.
And you have rolled 13 with 4 stunt points, Jenny, and I can't remember what you were doing.
I was I was trying to hear what they're talking about through the door.
Okay, with 13 and 4 stunt points, you will have done. You hear them, like, the others come and join them, and you hear somebody with quite a hoarse, gravelly voice going, how's it going, lads? How's it going? Are we getting it done? And you can hear, you think it was the bouncer that threw, or that helped throw the others in. Says, well, we've got some Rajis who are making life difficult, but I think we've got them under control. There's some of them in there. I'm gonna go and help the lads in the studio, because from what I can gather, I think they're having a bit. But are you all right, mate? You look awful. You look really fucking ill. Are you okay? I really feel rough, man.
Oh God.
He's got some horrible thing from the other verse.
I think I've got a bit of that flu that's gone round. Do you mean that COVID that was going around a few years ago? You better be fucking double jabbed, mind. I'll be fine, man. I'll be fine. I don't even think it's that. I just think it's like one of the others goes. It's swine flu. He's a lazy swine. Fucking mate. Aye, right. Oh God. Just. Oh, sorry, mate. Very nearly sick. Tell you what. There's somewhere I can sit down. I feel fucking awful.
Oh God.
That's what you can hear from outside.
Okay.
Pukes up this purple liquid.
Alien parasite force out of him.
Chest burster.
Yeah.
That's a closer look if you want a closer look at him. Not that you can see him from where you are. There you go. So it is Dave to go next. So Dave
Lying on the
is
floor.
lying on the
Feeling
floor
sore.
over here, feeling sorry for himself. Aye. However, he's not entirely happy about Adam beating him up, so he's going to hit him in the spuds with a hammer. That's the attempted action anyway. So Dave and attack with sledgehammer. 12 damage. 12 to hit. I think that might have missed. Chris, what's your defense?
My defense is 12.
Oh, it's hit, but only just. As you see him swinging the sledgehammer, you start to move backwards, but he still manages to connect. And
Was that toughness? No, that's for damage.
toughness reduces damage. So he's only done 10 damage.
Okay, only.
So you can reduce that by your toughness and then take the remainder off your health.
Oh wait, I have. I have armor as well. On.
You'll not be wearing your armor as you were
It's just a vest.
in your Sunday best for the.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
It's probably in the green room though. To be fair, if you want to try and get along there. And Sean, it's Thomas to go.
Me to go. Oh, there's a guy on the floor.
Yep.
He needs a punch. Smack.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
I'm gonna hit somebody sometime.
It's funny. It's really
So
funny.
help
Sean
me
said
God.
that, but I heard that in Brab's voice.
Yeah.
Well, I do have some part ancestry from north of the border.
Yeah. That's 13. That's a hit, and you've scored 3 stun points.
Right. Let's make this the big damage.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do an extra dice worth of damage to this guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm fairly annoyed now at this point.
Ouch. Okay, so you start wailing on this guy with the chair leg. So that's minus 15 by the time it gets past his toughness. So he's in quite a bit, like you're hammering. He's raising his hands to block it, and you're hitting his hands so hard you can see, like, at one point his wrist fractures. It's not a clean break, but he has fractured it, and your rain and blows down on his arms. He's like, get off, you nutter!
And then
Yeah,
he
really.
goes. He the actual force of the blow knocks him backwards through the doorway to.
Right, so he
to-
starts scrabbling backwards, trying to get away from you. Get
That's
off us,
fair.
man! Get off us! Ah!
Right. Yeah.
Fucking head case.
So that's him pushed out of the way.
You gotta
And at
hold
that
somebody,
point-
do you not? You know.
I'm gonna have to move away at this point because I can't be
Mhm.
stood there.
Yeah, you can't take
I'm-
another
I'm-
hit.
I'm gonna. Well, I could, but not much. I could go under at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back off over into this. Actually, no. What I'm gonna do is
Point them for there.
I'm gonna move to there, so I'm not exactly behind the door.
Aye.
I'm away from if it was to actually swing violently open. It's
Right.
not going to hit me, but I'm actually in that position to attack anybody with surprise.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to stand.
Okay, so it's crackpot number 4 to go next. He stands up as the first thing he's going to do, and you hear him say to Dave, "I'll be back in a minute, Dave. I'm just going to go get Harry the head case."
Harry the head case.
Harry the head case, right.
Great.
Don't make me get stabbing Steve.
He's going to get Nigel the knife, is he?
Nigel and I.
Harry.
Billy the Blade.
Harry,
By the
Harry,
way,
I
I
gotta
was
need you in that shooter.
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Had we ever heard of any kind of illnesses or anything coming from the other verse?
Yeah, it was mentioned in
It's
the
mentioned in the radio.
broadcast.
broadcast.
It's in the. There's
Right.
3 known pathogens so far.
Right.
And all
So
of them are lethal.
Would we have heard rumours about these anti-verses?
Anti-verses?
Yes.
What about the uncle verses?
No.
Sorry, the what?
The anti-verses, these people who don't believe in the other
Oh, anti-verses.
Good term for them, yes.
Yeah.
You've probably heard about them online and stuff. You've probably encountered them on the social media.
I
But-
did allude to them when I picked up the camera.
You did, yes. So yeah, you've heard about them. This is the first time you've managed to get into a fight with any of them, but you've heard about them. Okay, so the bouncer's still holding the door shut. So Joe, it's you to go. What would you like to do?
Can I equip my crossbow and ready it?
Yes,
How many actions would that take?
it's a major action to load a crossbow.
Oh, it's already loaded. I said that already. I said I'd have it loaded in my bag. I said it.
would.
I said
Can't
it.
really transport crossbows loaded. They have a tendency
know.
to just the bolt just drops out.
Oh, like you physically can't.
Yes, you physically can't.
Or
can
as
it at
you
least
carry
be-
it shoots you in the back.
Yeah.
Can it at least be strung?
Legally, it's not supposed to be, but I would imagine you.
What I'm
you're a
intending to
bank
do
robber,
is
so
illegal.
probably yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it can be
Um,
strung, but it's still going to be a major action to load it.
Okay. Then I'll load it, and I guess that's it.
Okie dokie. So crackpot number 5, please. He's over by the door. So Adam, what would Adam Taylor like to do?
I would like to grapple.
Okay, go for it.
What would that be? Just strength? Or...
It's a fighting grappling attack. So you don't have grappling; it's just a straight fight.
That's brawling.
Grapple's a separate attack. Focus.
No, but is it? But you don't? Do you not use your brawling to?
No, there is a focus for grappling.
Oh, right, there is.
17.
17, yeah, that should be good enough. So you've managed a grapple attack. So you've grappled him, you've got him. This means each round now you'll do a opposed fighting test to see if you manage to hang on to him.
I'm going to tell him to call off his goons. I know there was more because we saw them from the window.
You can tell him, okay, make a strength intimidation test against his willpower. Well, he doesn't have a focus, so it's just willpower. So you need 14 or better to... Okay, so that's a draw. So what is your
Hold on.
strength?
I think I can add some to that.
You might not need to. If your stat is higher than his, you won.
2.
Yours is 2, his is 1, you won. Yeah, so you're like, call your goons off. He's like, no, I'm not going to. And you tighten your grip a little bit. And he's, call your goons off. He's like, yeah, okay, well, lads, knock it off, lads. Lads, stop, lads, knock it off.
Quick question, Brian.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. This particular double door thing, does it have pull handles on this side?
Yes, it does.
If I was to insert a table leg through them,
Yes. Yeah, that could seal the door, yeah.
would that block the door temporarily?
Yes, it would. They would need a might, a challenging might test to get through it.
That might buy us some time. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it should do.
I mean, we're pretty beaten up at this point, and we've got a hostage.
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
I didn't get to go last turn or this one because I'm not in the fight.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to roll
Oh.
your initiative and we'll get you added? And you can take your actions now. You can have 2 major and 2 minor actions since you missed last round, and it was my fault.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Fucking hell.
I didn't think initiative went that high. Okay.
Oh yeah, it does. Also, when you leveled up, you got the initiative focus
Mm,
and increased your dexterity. So
okay. what I'm going to be doing is how these lights that I'm above are there's another bank the opposite side
There is, yes.
that's the same, right? So if I say unplugged all these lights, it wouldn't plunge the whole room into darkness,
No, it wouldn't.
right?
Yeah. Chris
But
has
what-
got a. Sorry, carry on.
No, Finnet, no, what you saying?
I was going to say Chris has got a cable so he could actually tie the doors closed.
It could,
Yeah.
Yes, it could.
What I'm gonna be doing is turning the lights off, like pulling the wires out the back of the lights,
Mhm.
and then undoing the screws so that they're only just holding them, so it would only take one spin to
Yes.
unclip them, so that I could like run along and drop as many
Just
as I
drop
wanted.
them like bombs, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm setting that up.
Okay. So you loosen as many of the lights on the tri-lighting as possible. It's actually a square. It goes right the way around, so banks on the east, west, north, or south could be turned on depending on where they're needed. So there's a lot of lights up on the tri-lighting that weren't lit when you arrived. That some of which are above the door where they would enter. So yeah, okay, you've prepped that. It's the next combat round, and it's you to go again. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm gonna go along the tri-light above where Thomas, Adam, and the Thug are.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do the same to those lights.
Right, you are. Just move yourself over there then. It would be Rab to go next, but he's kind of covering that door, waiting to shoot anybody stupid enough to stick their head through it. Erin, what would you like to do next?
Right, well, with my bow drawn, I'm going to open the door.
How many hands do you have?
Well,
This is the thing. One person needs to open the door while the other two
Aaron,
shoot.
Aaron, if you
I'm
hold
not
your
planning
action,
on... What?
if you hold your action, I can be ready to cover you when you open the door. Like we can go at the same time.
Okay, because my plan is when the door opens is basically to tell them to back off and try and get them to back off into this room with the threat of being shot.
Okay.
So
You're going to hold your action until the two of you can go simultaneously.
yeah,
Would Rab also be in on that plot if is he in the same place?
Actually, yeah, Rab can open the door for you.
well, I'm going to say one of them, Rab or Joe, because we said we were going to get everybody else's weapons.
Aye.
If they can try and... one of them could at least try and start getting their bags.
Okay. Well, Joe, you can grab the other bags while Rab opens this door and Erin emerges from the door with a bow in her hand.
Oh, I'd much prefer to threaten other people, to be honest.
Yeah, so would Rab, though.
I am fueled by... I've been beaten up.
Yep.
So is Rab.
Yeah. And Rab's already declared he wanted to knack somebody. So Rab opens the door for Erin. Erin, you step out pointing the bow. These guys all go, whoa, calm the fuck down, Petal.
Well, I mean, Joe can do what he wants, but that's just what I'm going to suggest.
Yeah.
Right, I'll be pointing with the bow and I'll say, back off into that room behind you now.
Okay. So this guy's going to back off into that room. He's looking very, very pale and his eyes are extremely red. These guys are all backing off.
Yeah, get far away from me. Right, is that all of them if I can peer around and see?
Step out and have a look.
I'm not stepping out. I'll arrow first.
Yeah.
To the right, and I'll peek round the corner.
Okay, so you will see this guy here.
Okay.
Just move yourself out slightly so you can see him.
Right, yes.
And you'll notice he also has a compound bow.
Shit.
So you peek out and he's pointing the compound bow right at you and he goes, oh, look at that, Petal, I've got one of them and all.
I was like, yeah, but you don't have a Rab.
How about you put yours down before you get shot?
Well, I just peeked my head out, so I'll put my head back.
You pop your head back? Okay, so you'll count as... is he going to shoot? No, because he just wants you to get back in there, really. So, yeah, he just lets you get back in.
So, I mean, Rob could surprise him, I suppose, but we'll see.
Could do. So, Crackpot 3 is up next. And is standing by the door, I think. The fuck is Crackpot 3? Oh, yeah, didn't he go to get back on with stuff? Yeah, he did. So Crackpot 4 has gone to get...
First aid, I would presume.
Yeah, probably.
Would any of these crackpots have heard Dave yelling?
Probably, aye.
So one of them's crawled off looking fairly battered.
Yeah, this one's going to make an intelligence roll to try and put some... to stop his bleeding. So, conspiracy theorist, intelligence...
Yeah, that would be a -4.
Yeah, so he's wrapped some bandages around him in all the wrong places. I'm not bleeding from there, mate.
Got 0 for intelligence.
Okay, so Thomas, I take it you're dragging this guy out of the way so you can barricade the door as planned, yeah?
Well, the idea is I'm going to... are there windows in this door or not? Or is it...
No, there's no windows in the door.
No windows in the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to... Yeah. Adam's got hold of him.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, yeah. So you can just get Adam to move him out of the way and you can seal these doors.
Just push the doors closed and hold the thing across the, I don't know, I haven't got any tape or anything, but there's some cable, yeah?
Yes, there's some cable.
Adam's got a cable, so... or do we use it to tie the guy up?
It's up to you.
You can almost shout up to me for more because you'll be able to see these lights popping out. I'm going to guess. I'm going to make a guess that the two of you have guessed that I'm going to turn off all the studio lights.
Yeah. So what I'll do that then. Basically, I'll use the table leg that I've got as a makeshift. I don't know what you call it, like a bar across the door through the handles.
Yeah.
And ask Lizzie to toss me down a cable so I can actually do more with it effectively to tie the door up.
Okay, so you slam the table leg through the door handles and yell up to Lizzie to drop you another cable. She just pulls one of the IAC cables out and drops it. You catch it and start lashing the door shut. The rest of you start making, start figuring out what you're going to do inside this studio, whilst over in the green room, you guys are also plotting your escape, knowing that you're kind of in a standoff between the bad guys outside who are armed and you inside who are armed. So you're going to have to start... we're going to call that the end of the combat. So you're going to have to start thinking about your next moves. You know, a couple of people are badly injured. Maybe in this breather you should maybe take stock of that, or perhaps just a rush to attack the enemy. You're not quite sure. You've got a week to decide.
No.
So thank you very much for coming to the game. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the technical problems we had. Sorry about the stream dropping out temporarily. I'm just glancing down now at the stream, and it's so incredibly stable. So I don't know what the hell happened earlier on.
Well.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks to everybody at home for tuning in, and again, sorry about the technical issues. If you're watching on YouTube, we will have edited a lot of the technical issues out. We'll not be able to get them all because some of them are at key points. But believe us, we had a much harder time running it than it's going to look like we did when you see the edited version later. Thank you very much. We'll be back again next week for the second part of Stage 2, or Season 2, of Pandora's Age.
Quick thing, do you usually put contact information into the I don't know what you call it, the about, the credits, whatever, on the video?
We usually put them in the credits when I remember.
Yeah, just a reminder,
Okay, yeah, actually I will mention it now. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can contact us via DH9 Radio or via Gethsemane Games. I'll be answering the emails either way, so the email address I recommend is dh9radio@mail.com. That's dh9radio@mail.com.
Also check out the Gethsemane Games Twitter account.
Indeed, which Jenni handles. If you check out the Gethsemane Games Twitter account, and on our Twitch account, you will notice that we've changed the name to Gethsemane Games. It used to be something else entirely, because it used to be my personal one. You will also notice that we now have a schedule of streamed games. On Tuesday, we have Fallen Kingdom, which is our new dark fantasy setting, which will be released next year. Again, we're using the fantasy age rules for that campaign. If you like fantasy, we also do Tower of Saragossa on a Sunday. There are 14 episodes of that already out. You might want to check on our YouTube first. And then Fridays, we do this one, our Post-Apocalyptic Pandora's Age game.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Do check us out on Facebook as well, and Patreon. Gethsemane Games on Patreon, where if you like the maps that I create, which you've seen used in this game, you can back us on Patreon, and you will get a bunch of maps. You'll get adventures regularly, systemless adventures and adventure ideas and other goodies as well. You can back us on Patreon for as little as £3 a month. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you all next week. Do stay safe, take care, and don't let the other verse get you. We'll see you then.
Don't touch the
Bye.
walls.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.